Yeah, welcome back, my friends, to the show that never ends. I'm so glad you could attend. Come inside, come inside. I fucking intro got all. It's still uploading. This fucking, the fuck. Sometimes you just can't fucking win, right? So let me put on some lounge music. Let's see if that fucking works. Okay, here we go. There you go. Okay, now I feel better. Welcome to the podcast. You know the name. I'm not going to say it. We're streaming live right now over Facebook, X, YouTube, Twitch, D-Live, yada, yada, yada. Thank you, Amanda, for that not introduction because it's still loading, and I don't know what the fuck's wrong with that. Let's see what's in the chat, Patty. Yeah, hi, Patty. Yeah, how you doing? Let's get the chat thing over here. Get that right there. There we go. Now we'll be able to see people chat. Yeah. And I said in the intro, I actually said in the intro that we're going to... too soon, Todd. Big head, Todd the Wet Sprocket. Too soon. My intro was, we're going to be talking about the year 1989, but then Lou got a little confused because I was going to talk about the movies of 1984, and Lou couldn't understand that concept, and he said something about quitting, and he's going to go surfing, and that was that. And then Mark piped in with something about he wants to dress like Kip Winger, or he loves Kip Winger, and he's going to winger it, and I don't know what the fuck that was all about, but it was fucking hectic getting into this, so I'm just going to say, and here he is.
Hey there, hi there, ho there. Oh.
What's up, buddy?
Hey, man. Glad to be here.
It's always fun. Let's bring that other guy on.
Both of those intros sound like you're sick.
Well, first of all, Mark, get out of my spot. Then
There
get
it
out of Lou's spot. Get
Thank
back where
you.
you belong in the top right corner.
You know
I'm
what?
George Gobel
you know
again.
what? That's it. You know what?
I'm George Gobel again. Yeah, right. This is going to be a great fucking show. I can tell you right off the bat. It's
I said I can wing it. I didn't say I was going to be Kip Winger.
I'm
you
all
said
full of
something
beans
about
tonight,
how
man.
she's only 17 and I want to be Kip Winger and heading for a heartbreak and
Yeah,
something.
look at these muscles.
17.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm going to tell you. I actually like those two songs.
They're good.
Winger kind of like she's only 17 and heading for a heartbreak. I don't know. I just kind of, they were good songs. They're good songs.
A good song is a good song.
Yeah. Good song's a good song.
So
Yeah.
did the public see that? Did your listeners see that gelatinous something cells moving around the screen with mood music? And
Yeah, I had to Kip Winger it because my fucking intro it's still loading. I was like, what the hell?
I thought you had like
It's
a
all-
new sponsor, a sperm donor bank or something.
Oh,
You know?
oh, jeez.
I think Scott's wearing his crystal today.
I'm wearing my crystal today.
It was a very new age beginning there.
Oh, yeah. I'm looking through my third eye,
There we go.
and it's blind. So look at this. The big head Todd the Wet Sprocket's whipping it up tonight. He's like boom, 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 boom. Then you got Bob Kirkman coming in here.
Right
I
off
don't
the
go
bat,
to
everybody.
DC. So there's a bunch of guys from the Philippines that they all go to, like, they have their own reunion, right? And Bob Kirkman's part of that one. He goes
Cool.
to the, like, it's just a different group of guys mixed in with the same guys that some of them that come to my house for the reunion every year. And I just don't choose to go with that group. I just don't. I don't really have a lot in common with them.
Okay.
I don't care if they hear this. I just don't. I mean, I only worked with a few of them, and the rest, I don't know. So, I mean, okay, we have that. We were all in the Philippines, but I'm like, I'm not going to go to it. I went to one, and I only talked to the people that I usually hang out with at my reunion. Like, so.
Your tribe.
That's your answer, Bob Kirkman. I don't care. I'm fucking, like I said on Facebook recently, I'm fucking 60 years old. I don't give a fuck. I can lose a lot of friends along the way and still have a lot of friends. I've done a good job. It wouldn't hurt me if people are like, you hurt my feelings. You don't like me. No, it's not I don't like you. Just don't want to be around you sometimes. It doesn't matter. More people should just say that.
I hear that all the time from people I know. I just don't want to be around you, Mark.
We do it to spare people's feelings.
Oh, here we go.
But they also say, Mark, it's me.
It's me. Yeah, it's not you. It's me.
I know it's me. It's me.
Okay. So we have one shining light, one bright ray in this little group of chat, and it's Patty Yassi, right? And then even she jumps in and says, it looked like a bunch of butts floating around the screen. Even she jumping in. And then there's my brother, from the Bush song, see my asshole brother, right? Everything's Zen. I thought this was that show about politics, Winthrop woke. Yeah, that's dead. That's actually dead. It's not even a Facebook group anymore. When I left that Winthrop votes, it died. Like the dude couldn't handle it. He didn't know how to do anything.
To do any show. It's hard. It's a lot of work.
It's not. You just got to fucking you put your time in and understand it, and you'll put out a good product. Work your way through it. Didn't want to do it, so so that's dead. I went out on top. I don't know. Let me see. Todd Sockman, Big Head Todd, the West Rocket. You hurt my feelings weekly. Nah, well, as my mom used to say, a lot. Tough shit. She'd say that a lot. Mom, this tough shit. Okay.
Deal.
Right. So how's things going on the other show, the Music Relish show? that other show.
Things are going good. We had a good show last time.
What'd you talk about?
We do a lot of random, the random trivia stuff. Perry.
Random Relish?
Random Relish, yeah.
Those are the best shows.
Yeah, they're fun. Yeah. And Perry did things where it's if you're not watching it, if you're just listening, you may not get it. But puts a picture of like a young child that's a musician as a child. We try to guess who the one was. But do you remember the Dr. Demento show?
You put up that video. Yeah, of course. Everybody in our generation heard of it. No, not every. I didn't really listen to it.
I didn't either. I had a couple of friends that were always raving about it, but we talked about that for some length, and found out a lot about some novelty songs. It was fun.
Yeah. Hold on one second here.
My sis says hi. Hi,
Alan. Yeah, she did.
About you.
Yeah, I'm gonna let me see something. Let's see.
We always mention Scott.
Yeah, let's. They talked about me. Yeah.
Me and Lou are not supposed to mention Boys to Colt anymore. We're not allowed.
Bullshit.
And what's the other one? I dared to mention
Zebra.
Yeah.
Zebra.
I'm suspended. I'm not on the show next week.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Stop that.
There's no penalty box. I just want a night off, and I want.
We don't have a penalty. We can't afford a penalty box.
Yeah, that's right. It's a little.
Our package didn't come with a penalty box.
Hold on a second.
Yes.
You got something to fucking say? You got something to say?
I said they talked about your ass when you wasn't on the camera.
You gotta take the penis out of your mouth when you're talking. I've told you this 100 times. What did you just say?
Here we go.
And I said they talked about you because
you got bed bugs. Did you just say I got bed bugs? Spit it out.
Yeah, I said they talked about your ass because you wasn't on the show.
Hey, how many toasted raviolis do you think you've eaten in your lifetime?
Did you hear what that said?
I asked you a question.
Huh?
I asked you a question. Did you hear what I said?
I didn't hear you. No.
Well, you got to shut up when other people are talking. How many toasted raviolis? See, there you go again. This is why you don't fucking hear people, and you still do it. You still do it. I'm asking you a question. How many toasted raviolis do you think you've eaten in your lifetime?
toasted raviolis. This is Mike.
Not get the fuck, Paul. No, I'm not
Can you
talking
start
to you.
guessing?
I'm talking to Kirkman. I'm talking to
He's
Kirkman.
not talking to you.
I say he's eating
Basically,
300.
Last night, before I left, I probably ate about 15 toasted raviolis.
It's okay.
I would
Okay, so
say
what pot?
In
What?
my lifetime's it's a St. Louis staple.
You don't have.
Probably-
Listen. Just answer. Give me a fucking number.
172.
Oh no, you've done that in a week. What do you mean a lifetime?
Well, then I had to fucking, make sure I didn't get a nub when Flynn was around. 'Cause he
Listen,
tried to eat-
so in your lifetime, you've only eaten 172 toasted raviolis.
Well, I think I lied there because I had 15 of them last
Yeah,
night.
hello. I just pointed that out to you, there, numbskull.
So,
So,
let me think.
Jeez.
Probably.
This is why I don't go on
Probably-
these reunions, by the way. This is one of the reasons. I don't go.
All right, it's Robert then.
We've been drinking, and you're gonna ask these questions.
A million? Do you think you've eaten 1,000,000 toasted raviolis?
No.
How about 400,000?
And how many of the people know what a toasted ravioli actually?
I want to know.
Fucking ravioli that's toasted. Okay, it's deep fried. Everyone knows it.
Yeah.
So
I
do
never
you
had
think?
that.
Do you think over
You can heat 'em in the oven.
100,000? Whatever.
Was that Lou just said he never heard of it?
Do
I
you
mean-
think?
No,
do you-
that was Mark.
that was Mark. Don't get
That
those
was
two
Mark?
confused.
Okay.
They'll start fighting with each other.
Well,
Don't.
I had to turn my video off to answer your damn phone.
So
I
over
can't
100.
see.
Do you think you've eaten over 250,000 toasted raviolis?
No,
No, I think I think
No.
you have. I actually.
no.
Well, I'm saying you look like you ate about 1,000 in the last year, and that's
I really didn't get into toasted raviolis until after I got back from the service and had moved up to St. Louis.
All right,
so-
all right. I gotta go. I just hung up on him.
Oh,
This is what I mean. So like you can't have a normal conversation. He goes in 100 different directions. It's like what the hell, dude?
toasted ravioli. I got to try that sometime.
They're actually
I've
not
had.
bad.
Yeah. You
Yeah,
can,
they're
eat,
not
you can eat
bad.
them without sauce too. You can eat them all by itself.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Yeah. Well, my brother going after Smitty tonight. Why is he being such a fucking asshole?
Safe zone.
Nah, it's okay.
Trying to
Hey,
be
by
what
the way,
fuck, dude?
first time since I've
Relax.
started
Rehab.
podcasting, I'm not having a Chardonnay. I'm having a Sauvignon Blanc.
There you go.
Mark.
There you go.
Mark.
What?
You've done me so proud.
Really?
Oh, Lou puts his hand over his heart and
My hand is on my heart.
But Lou?
No, check out Mark drinking the Sauvignon Blanc now.
But Lou? It's Yellowtail Sauvignon Blanc.
All right, go. You fucker.
it's my ringtone. Somebody's calling me. Oh, he's trying to call me back, so I'm going to shut this off.
It's a call-in show.
It's a call-in show, and I'm not
Those are
taking
the
his
best.
call. Nope, hanging up on him.
Oh.
That's it.
Oh.
Hanging up on him, cutting the speaker off, cutting it off. That's it. So you can't call back. I'm just going to shut off the Bluetooth. There you go, and it won't come through anymore. Hey, it's time for 45 polka.
Cool.
Oh, shit. I got to get mine out.
Yeah. Don't worry, you got
great.
plenty of time. You got plenty of time. All right, let's start with Lou this week. Here we go. 45 polka. I'm going to pull out. Each of us are going to get 3 45s, and the one with the best 3 songs, combination, is this week's champ. So we're going to start with Lou. Lou got his notebook out. He got his pen. He's going to write down.
Yes.
He's very efficient. Lou is a very efficient person. Right off the bat, I can't even say what the record company is. It's Andy Gibb.
Andy Gibb.
It's one of those picture. I just want to be your everything. Big hit. Big hit.
Yeah.
Diddle-a-din.
Some people might not like the song, but the song was a hit. So
Big hit. If you look at chart placement on that, I bet you that was a number 1.
big hit, Todd Witzbrock. You can't ignore me. No, because you keep
Whoa.
popping up on our screen. See how I said hours? See how I said hour?
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks,
That-
Tom.
Hey, do you guys know how many episodes you've actually been on?
No.
We gotta do
It's
a
been over
count.
a year.
Yeah,
Has it been over?
I'm thinking you guys might get to the
60?
point you're going to
60?
surpass that other guy that used to be on the show.
Oh yeah, Jack.
Hack. Was that his name?
Oh.
Hack.
Oh, it's Mac.
Yeah. All right, here we go. This is mine. It's from Stock Ink Black. What the fuck? All right.
You don't sound happy.
I think he froze.
Oh, he froze. Oh shit. That means I
Big hit.
Right?
Don't you
that
worry
means I
about a
win.
thing.
I win now.
Huh?
Are you back?
You froze.
what happened?
You froze him.
You froze up.
Oh, yeah, here we go. It's going to be one of those shows. Started right from the beginning.
Yeah.
Stevie Wonder, Don't You Worry About a Thing.
Good
Nice.
song.
Yeah, I'm in the lead.
Yep.
That's Stevie over Andy any day.
Are you sure?
All right, here we go.
Okay, time for me.
This
to
is
take the
Mark's.
lead.
This is Mark. It's a red label. It's a red label. It's Bell Records. Bell Records.
Superman.
You know what? This is starting off. This Vicky Lawrence. That's the night that the lights went out in Georgia.
Ooh.
Big hit.
I think I'm in third place though.
Big. I think you're in third place. Big hit.
I think Stevie Wonder.
I'm comfortable there.
Stevie Wonder's got to still be in the lead there. Yeah, that was.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Lou, back to Lou.
Feeling lucky.
All right. From 20th Century. No, United Artists. UA? Yeah, United Artists.
Yep.
But the sleeve says 20th Century. United Artists. Give me someone that was on United Artists records, Lou.
I wouldn't know. It almost sounds like movie soundtracks or something.
I know. a couple.
Like Beatles, like a Hard Day's Night or something.
Paul Anka.
You
Paul
haven't that
Anka.
big.
Let Me Get to Know You, or One Man Woman, One Woman Man. Oh, look at this.
I'll take the A side.
I'm gonna just write shit like I do.
I'll take the A side. I don't even know which one it is. All right, here we go. Here's my number two.
Scott, what was the first song?
It was Let Me Get to Know You, or
All right.
One Man Woman, One Woman Man.
Boo.
Yeah, here we go. All right, this is mine. And it's red. It's Bell. No. It's from Sussex Records.
Suck it records.
That's British.
Anybody you know, Lou?
Nope. David Essex was on Sussex. That's a New Jersey County joke. That's a New Jersey County joke.
But I'm bummed.
So this had a message on it. This Patty sent me these, and it finally it came around. I just caught the message on this, right? And she wrote it on the sleeve, and it's gallery.
Oh, it's so nice to be with you.
But on this side, she said, this one is for Dave Phillips, King of the 45s, ginger-haired man. I can't believe I just saw that.
That's great.
Patty, look at that. She put some time into that. Yeah, she pulled it out today.
Hey.
But the other side is, it's so nice to be with you. I love all the things you say and do.
That was a considerable hit. That's one of those bands that sound like Neil Diamond. I always thought that was Neil Diamond on that.
It's a good call. Yeah. Mark's yawning already. What the hell?
Oh, I had a
Who's
rough
just
day.
yawning?
I had a rough day. Give me a break.
I had a rough day.
I'm a normie. Just give me a break, all right?
Normie.
All right, here we go. Atlantic Records, Mark. Atlantic Records.
Oh, I'm in the lead.
Led Zeppelin.
Uh-oh. Well, let's see. Yeah, it's got that little funky 70s cover.
Oh, wow.
So this is a long version and a short version. We've had this one. Well, we've had them all before. The Tramps. That's where the happy people go. Down at the disco.
Oh, yeah.
That's where the happy people go. Happy people go, yeah. Yeah.
It's no Disco Inferno, that's for sure.
It's no Disco Inferno. That's for damn sure. That's right. That's right. All right, Mark.
All right, here we go.
Come on. Let's just shut it. Just shut Lou down right now, and I win. That's all there is to it.
Okay, here's Lou.
Uh-oh.
It's on RCA Records,
Right.
and it's the Guess Who, and they put the question mark after their name. I didn't know they did that.
A question mark in the Mysterians.
Yeah.
Ah.
So it's these eyes.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That puts him. I think
puts me in
the
second
Paul
place.
Anka kind of killed you though.
Well,
Yeah,
I think.
Paul Anka kind of fucked you there.
Yeah, but now if Mark gets something worse than "Happy People" by the Tramps.
Yeah.
Paul
Well,
Anka was
come
pretty
on,
bad.
Mark. Set me up for the sweep. Come on, give me. I've won every round so
Ooh.
Whoa!
You know the artist when I hold it up. It's Rod Stewart.
far. Rod Stewart. Yeah. It's
Some
already a winner.
guys. Some guys have all the luck.
Some guys have all the luck. Moderate
Nice.
hit. Moderate hit. And why
you know
the
what the
fuck
B
is
side-
that was pretty considerable, wasn't it?
It was, yeah.
You know what the B side was? I was only joking. An old song. Remember that?
Wow.
Footloose and Fancy Free.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay. There you go. I win, but let's see. It's a battle for second place. It's a bad. You got. I think Mark's in second right now with the night the lights went out in Georgia,
Yeah.
and that's
Yeah.
where the happy people go. Lou started off real kind of good, but
Paul Anka. I mean, it wasn't even the recording of him threatening his manager. 'Cause that's a winner.
I'm out of it, guys.
uh-oh.
Lori Records.
High
Dion. Either
minute.
Daddy Rolling in Your Arms or Abraham Martin and John.
Dude, that Abraham Martin, you got in second place, man.
Abraham Martin and John. Yeah,
Has
that was,
anybody seen my old friend
yeah,
John?
that was it. That was a hit in the
You don't know that one?
60s.
Mark, you're not
Yeah.
that. You're not that young. You're 55 years
No.
old, man.
Don't say that. Don't say that.
Midlife crisis, my.
I'm feeling it. Yeah.
Live
yeah,
it,
yeah.
buddy. Live it, own
I
it,
know.
love it.
Live it.
That's it. Live it,
Sorry.
own it, love it.
I'm
Well,
an
at
old
this
man.
point, I'm starting not to give a shit. I'm just starting to do it. You know?
Well, like I said, when you turn 60, you're going to say, I don't give a fuck.
Yep.
I don't care.
I don't give a flying fuck.
I don't care.
Beta male,
Wait,
welcome to the alpha male.
Say what
Yeah.
you want. Say what
Yeah.
you want.
Like Ricky Gervais says, when he did the award show, he goes, I don't care. I don't care. I'll say whatever I want. I don't care. What are you going to do?
Have you noticed, like a lot of older celebrities they start to speak out more about
Seinfeld has been like scorched earth. He just lit it on fire recently.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, but these comedians have a right to say that. They have
Comedy
a right
is-
to say that.
I was listening on NPR.
It's
and
always been comedy has always been edgy.
Yeah. What would Lenny Bruce? Lenny Bruce was not
Exactly.
afraid. Lenny Bruce was not afraid.
Funny, it wasn't that long ago that Lenny Bruce was arrested for cursing.
Yeah, profanity, smut.
Yeah.
Red Fox, his old records, I have.
Jesus. Even
Yeah.
Eddie Murphy from the 80s. I mean, come on.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, here we go. Let's
Dying
talk about
was easy.
1989.
Woohoo! 2 years out of high
January
school.
1989.
What year?
You
What were
graduated?
you in? What month?
I was 2 years out of high school in 1989.
okay. All right.
My glorious career at CPI.
I was in my second year in 87 to my second year in the Philippines. Yeah. January 14th, 1989, Paul McCartney releases Back in the USSR, right? Exclusively in the USSR. That's where it got released.
Yeah.
But bootleg copies sell for as much as $1,000 in the United States now. I won't buy it. You can keep your money.
No album's worth $1,000 in my opinion.
No.
Especially in
even
the age of streaming. Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To a collector, it's always worth what someone wants to pay for it, right? January 23rd, 1989, James Brown is sentenced in Georgia to 6 years in jail.
Uh-oh.
What did he do?
This is going to be a rough night.
What did James Brown do? Was that an assault thing? I thought I read where. I
Keep
thought
freezing, though.
Yeah.
No, it was. Yeah, I think it was an assault. Then he led them on a two-state police chase,
On foot?
car chase. No, he danced all the way.
I'm running.
Hot tub.
Better than George Jones on his tractor.
Yeah.
He passed him.
January 27th, Michael Jackson ends the Bad World Tour in Los Angeles. Those 3 albums in a row kind of went like from Thriller, then they just started they never really. Thriller was, of course, his peak.
The pig.
Yeah.
But Off the Wall is still, I think, his best album.
That's my personal favorite. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. February 12th, Roy Orbison joins Elvis Presley as the only singers to ever simultaneously have 2 top 5 albums on the Billboard charts. Yeah, 89. Roy Orbison.
So
Who would have thought?
Well, that was Roy's last album.
What would that? Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Mystery Girl, I think it was called.
Yeah. Let me see. Who cares that David Coverdale marries Tawny Katan? We all know that lady. Oof. I always like these. February 22nd, 1989, the 31st annual Grammy Awards are presented in Los Angeles, hosted by Billy Crystal, right? George Michael's Faith wins Album of the Year. Bobby McFerrin's Don't Worry, Be Happy. Talk about a curse to an artist. Right?
Yeah.
He wins Record of the Year and Song of the Year. And Tracy Chapman wins Best New Artist with, of course, New Car. Right?
That sounds a bummer.
Yeah, right? Like a fucking depressing.
So's their other hit. It's kind of a bummer.
Yeah.
Give me one good reason.
Yeah.
Good groove and all that. Just some
Give me a reason to not slit my wrists when I listen to your album.
And I won't come back.
Yeah. March 21st, 1989, Madonna's Like a Prayer music video was taped in late December 88. Attracts criticisms for its use of the Catholic Church iconography and for the use of cross-burning imagery. Imagine if they did that today. Like, I don't know which way that would go. You know?
I think
they'd either love it, the people would either love it and it's, or they'd be like, what? Like they were back then.
The Southern Baptist Convention would go after.
Well,
Yeah,
I think after the Passion of the the Passion of the Christ. No, what was the snuff film they made about Jesus?
Jesus!
That was the Passion. Was that the Passion of the Christ?
Passion of the Christ, yeah.
Yeah, with Jim Caviezel. I mean, after that, I think everything is on the table. It was a 2-hour snuff film of the Lord.
Pepsi drops Madonna as the spokesman out of fear the video will cause religious groups to boycott the company. See, they were smart back then. Did
it hurt her?
Now,
No.
now everything that falls into that category, the term is now called, and this is an actual term, they got Bud Lighted. I've heard that a number of times about Target being terrified to get Bud Lighted. Like that is if that is not a death blow
for the brand,
nail in the coffin, cement on top of the fucking coffin, and then a fucking building on top of that, like they will never come back. They might as well. If I was Anheuser-Busch, I would just cancel the whole. I would just get rid of it.
I
would
think
get
all
rid
light
of the brand. I would say
all light beer should be canceled anyway.
I think Bud Light matters.
Look,
but
Target.
I would do that. If I was Anheuser-Busch, I would say, all right, you want to do a real radical? You want to get radical instead of putting a trans person saying they're a girl and they get their own beer can? How about this? We're going to go the total opposite direction. We're going to cancel ourselves. We're going to get rid of Bud Light completely and just start another brand.
Yeah,
just
but
build from the bottom up.
You can't do a new Coke with it, because Bud Light was the bigger brand than the regular Bud, than the flagship.
Yeah.
Bud Light was the one carrying. That was it.
But
And
now you're carrying a dead corpse.
And Anheuser-Busch is so big that if they waited 3 or 4 years and relaunched it, they would make a lot of money.
That has absorbed into culture now. It's a culture thing now.
It's because
it's a pop culture thing.
Because of media influencers, yeah.
No,
I
it's
could find
because
out
of
from-
Bud Light.
I would love to say I'd go buy
not-
Bud Light. I'd love to say
it
it.
has nothing to do with media influencers. It has nothing to do with any of that. It has to do with Bud Light and them bringing on a young white liberal woman who says, you know what, we have to get rid of that frat boy attitude with this beer. We have to make it more diverse. This is it. I'm not making this up.
Actually,
this is how it went down.
That's an insult to frat boys because frat
and
boys
that's
don't
why
drink Bud
people
Light.
stopped fucking buying it. That's
Buy
why.
it up
You
here.
know what? Look at
I see it going out the store up here.
fucking trash. See? Look at this. This used to mean something. This used to mean something, right? Not anymore.
What is that?
It's a like from a bar. It's a tin sign shaped like a football for the listeners, right? It's got every logo from the NFL on it, and it's got Bud Light, and around the Bud Light, blue and white lines like the grip of the football.
I'm sorry, I didn't recognize any of those logos because I only know Premier League. So
Yeah. But that used to mean something. It's not anybody's fault but Bud Light for not stopping that ad agency, from not saying, no, that's a bad idea, from going, okay, we'll listen to you.
You know what? It's hard for me to even weigh in on this because even when I was a kid, I didn't like light beer. I never liked light beer. I never liked it. I didn't like Coors Light. I didn't like Miller Light. Was trash. I liked
Miller Light.
You
know why? Because it would taste great and it was less filling.
It's a good beer. It's a good drinking beer.
Great ads.
AB InBev, which owns Budweiser and Bud Light, said overall global sales topped 14.5 billion, but sales in the U.S. declined 9.1% during the January through March 2024 period. Sales to retailers were down 13.7%, primarily due to the volume decline of Bud Light.
Yeah, it's
but
dead.
in the rest of the world itself.
Yeah.
But that's not the thing. The thing is America. America was their biggest.
They're like Coke. They're everywhere. Every country you see Budweiser.
Well,
it's amazing.
I don't care what company you're with. If you start losing that much money, you don't go, oh, it's only America.
No, well, that's why I don't like boycotts.
Well, yeah,
my side of things, when people say, let's boycott. Don't boycott. It's stupid. If you don't like something, just don't buy it yourself.
Well, I see. I have to disagree with you there. I think that's the only way we can be heard. If we don't like something, then we won't buy it. If I don't like the message that you're trying to push to me, then I won't buy it, and that's a boycott. That's a boycott.
There's talking it and walking it. So you can say I'm not going to do this, but to actually not buy, it's not,
I wish I liked it because I'd go buy it.
If you look at those number sales, I'm saying like, oh, poor Budweiser. Those things, those global sales are ridiculous, and the whole company that owns them, InBev, it's a consortium. It's a conglomerate, really.
InBev is a South African
but their
company,
stock
right?
dropped. It's all about the stock.
The stock dropped. The sales dropped.
Stock dropped.
I think they said it rose back up another 2.9% in the recent. So I think things like this it doesn't last forever. I don't think people. I think people eventually going to go, all right, I'll drink it again.
I see old men in line.
You know why they won't drink it? Because beer is a different commodity. People, it's based on taste, right? People buy a beer because and then they drank Modelo. Then they drank Modelo and went, this is a pretty fucking good beer, because
it's a great
before
beer.
They wouldn't give up the Bud Light. They were hard, steadfast Bud Light drinkers, right? Then they went to Modelo and went, oh, wait a minute. You don't go from Modelo, I'm going to go back to Bud Light now. It doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
It's like an Italian restaurant or a wine. So, Lou, let's talk about a wine. You get a wine and you're like, this is pretty good. But then you taste this one that's relatively the same price, right? Yeah. And you go, oh, shit, this is fucking really good. Why would you go back to the other wine that's not as good? You're not loyal to that.
Yeah, but I do notice people they'll stick with one thing for a long time, and then they'll move on to something else. Where some people, say, we'll try the Modelo, for example, and not say, okay, but there's a stubbornness to loyalty, I think. But I do notice, from the beer market, like that's a logical jump for someone who drinks Budweiser or Miller Lite to try like a Mexican, Costa Rican beer or something like that, because they're similar in style.
Yeah.
Plus, there's an image thing. There's just an image thing with it. Like they already tried to break that whole thing with the Super Bowl ads with Peyton Manning. They paid him a boatload of money. They paid Kid Rock a boatload of money to say, I'm good with Bud Light now. They pay, and it didn't work. People are not listening. They're like, nah, I'm done. I've moved on to a better beer.
Yeah. Well, as far as someone I consider myself sort of a connoisseur of sorts, I think that's a good thing, because, it'll maybe one day Mark won't drink Yellowtail.
Yeah, that's right.
Evidently, he has yet to find a better wine.
He changed the varietal though, so I'm hopeful.
Hey, when you live in paycheck to paycheck, you get the best bang for the buck.
April 9th, 1989, the Rolling Stones.
Oh, we're back on music.
We're back on music. Bill Wyman announces he will marry 19-year-old Mandy Smith.
Good for him.
His girlfriend for 6 years. Now, didn't his son marry her mother?
Something like that.
Bill Wyman's son married her mother.
Yeah. That's like those Southern jokes I hear.
Fuck.
This sounds like a you porn.
But they're not related. Like, that's that's like, I'll show you. Oh, yeah? Well, I'll show you.
Yeah.
Like, touche.
This is very kinky.
Yeah.
Well, April 12th.
Interesting holidays.
Speaking of holidays, this maybe should have been a holiday. This April 12th should be King of Pop Day because on April 12th, 1989, Michael Jackson is named King of Pop after receiving the Soul Train Heritage Awards. That's where the name came from.
Oh, okay. I thought it was self-proclaimed. I thought
Nope. He got the Soul Train Heritage Awards.
So
they called him the King of Pop, and that was that.
The Heritage Association, whatever, they coined that term.
Evidently,
you were now wow.
Yeah. Okay. So I would celebrate April 12th.
Yeah, man. So who made Elvis the King of Rock?
Well, like they said, why is Muhammad Ali considered the greatest? Because he told us he was the greatest.
Well, yeah, he did, yeah.
And we listened, so he got the name. It was brilliant marketing. I mean, he was the original self-promoter.
Shit.
Right? Yeah. Nobody did it better than him. Then Madonna came along. Brilliant self-promoter. Brilliant.
Yeah, she is.
Absolutely. If there's anything, I used to like her.
More so than her talent, I think.
I always said, you know what? Brilliance with her self-promoted. The whole rolling on the stage at the MTV Awards. It's like you could not have picked a peak time in MTV, in pop culture, in the video era. You could not have picked a peaker time than right there at that moment when she did that. And it was as big as when Michael Jackson did the moonwalk at the Motown.
Mm-hmm. And the
next morning, it was everybody was like, "What the fuck was that?"
Yep.
Right.
My head blew up when I saw that. I was 14 or 15. I was like, "Whoa!"
Yeah.
It was provocative.
Absolutely.
Provocative.
Brilliant.
And it's something. She's not a super talent, I don't think. Right. Not to say that I'm not a fan, but I'm not a fan. But there's been quite a few songs I said that's a catchy song, and she sings well enough. You know what I mean? That kind of thing.
She sings well enough. Exactly.
It's producers, material, and recording. Yeah. So, but
as
then again,
she got older, her voice got better, and she mellowed out. You know, La Isla Bonita. I love that song. Mm-hmm. I love that whole True Blue era when she was just a singer.
That album Frozen. That was a great album because it was more new. It had like a very dark tone to it. I forget. William Orr produced it. And it had that sound and that I could still listen to that album. But you're right, she changes when she has to. You know?
Yeah. This is a good one. So soon after that, May 1st, 1989, in California, a jewelry store employee calls the police, reporting a suspicious person hanging around the store. The person turns out to be Michael Jackson shopping in disguise.
In disguise.
How fucking crazy looking must he been for an employee to go, I got to call the cops on this motherfucker.
What the fuck is he wearing?
What the fuck is that? Like, disguise.
Michael Jackson had to go to great lengths to disguise himself, man.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to wonder what the hell was he wearing?
Probably heavy clothes and a scarf.
Like it was probably a face thing. And instead of coming out like, you know, with a pair of nerd glasses and maybe a blonde wig and like, that's a disguise. He came out in a fucking outfit, I'm sure.
Remember the Invisible Man movie when he got all made?
Yeah.
That's probably what he looked like. He had a scarf around his head and everything.
Yeah. Lou, who played the Invisible Man?
Claude Rains.
There you go, buddy.
Thank you.
I didn't ask Mark because I knew he wouldn't know.
I wouldn't know. I'm much too young to know that.
Yeah. Let's see.
I was going to say Chevy Chase, but I had a feeling it wasn't.
May 6th, 1989, the 34th annual Eurovision Song Contest, and nobody gives a fuck. July 9th. Look, they jumped from May 6th to July 9th. Like nothing happened in the June and the rest of May in 1989.
My birthday month? Wow.
There were some low-lying categories in '89. There were like bands that there wasn't big shakeups or nothing like that.
Right,
nothing earth-shattering.
Yeah, it seems that way. July 9th, 1989, all 4 original members of the Monkees reunite in Los Angeles for a concert. The following day, the quartet attend an induction ceremony at the Hollywood Walk of Fame. How much, as we got older, how much credibility does the fucking Walk of Fame really have at this point? It used to be like a big thing, right? You know, he's on the Walk of Fame. Like in today's society, really, people can pay to have a star put down. Yeah. You know that, right? Yeah. They can pay to have it done. Like, and this is how this shit happens.
That's so shitty.
Yeah, it used to be
Well, that's
glamorous. It used to be a glamorous. It was for stars. It was for
Marilyn Monroe putting her hands on her feet in something. But
then it just became like a thing. Like, hey, you want to be you want to be a star on the Walk of Fame, and it's like, how much?
Right. So you're saying Sharon paid for Ozzy to get his handprint? I'm sure.
Maybe. I think it's donations or some shit like that. I mean, someone has to suggest it, but I don't know.
There's a committee and all that stuff like that, allegedly.
Yeah.
There's got to be some kind of organizing body.
Any of that shit. Yeah. It's not, and it's not a big deal anymore. It's not like it used to be.
If you're you're like a Rock and Roll Hall of Fame wannabe.
Yeah. Yeah. Like
one
in
day,
the movies.
One day you'll get to be in the Hall of Fame.
In the news, they used to like Entertainment Tonight would have a big deal. Oh, Lou Colicchio's get a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, and it'd be paparazzi. And now it's just like a small group of people that just get around and then it's done. It's like done.
And they have to do it quick because you can't block the sidewalks.
Block the sidewalks. Yeah, you got to let the homeless and the illegals get by. That's why.
If I had one, I want mine to be next to Rick Dees.
Yeah, D's nuts.
He probably has one.
Well, this
that's
might be.
That's how shitty it is.
Is this a holiday? Is this a holiday potential? Former Beatle Ringo Starr forms his own band named Ringo Starr and his All-Star Band. He started that in '89.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's been like some legendary fucking people in that.
I never gave that much about it, and I watched videos from that year. It's fucking good, man.
Yeah, I missed it.
That band was really.
I thought so what's
I didn't
that?
care.
Right?
I thought it was to be cheesy.
I did too. So how was that presented to us? And then we look back and we're like, I should have fucking went to see that.
Goddamn right. I thought the same thing. I said I wouldn't have passed that up.
Lou, he played with the All-Star Band one year. He played in Englewood at the BPAC.
Who did?
Yeah. Ringo Starr is now Englewood, New Jersey is down Fort Lee by George Washington Bridge. The theater, Bergen Performing Arts Center, is small, and he played there. And I'm like, nah, I'd be schmaltzy. Just like Lou said, I should have went. I just should,
Yeah.
Now the tickets are like $250. You can't even get in. It's like, but back then they were cheap.
How's this for a show? So August 11th and 12th, 1989, the Moscow Music Peace Festival is held in the Soviet Union. The event's put together by Doc McGee, right? Drug smuggler, and the Make-A-Wish Foundation. Right? The headline acts include Bon Jovi. In '89, he was at his prime. He was at his peak. Ozzy Osbourne, Motley Crue, Skid Row, Cinderella, and Scorpions. Do you see a little kind of trend there?
Doc McGee acts.
You see that? Yeah, all Doc McGee, all hair bands. And Ozzy had the big hair in the '80s too. Don't let that fool you.
Yeah.
But you know what? Let's play which doesn't belong and why. Bon Jovi. He
Skid
really
Row
wasn't
doesn't
metal.
belong there. They weren't hair. They weren't a hair band.
No. Yeah, but they were heavy.
They were heavy, but they weren't a hair band. Cinderella was a hair band. Scorpions is the best band in the whole fucking thing.
Yeah.
I would think.
No,
right?
They're incredible. They still sound good to this day.
Ozzy is Ozzy. I mean,
the Scorpions weren't a hair band though.
No. Oh no.
Claus Mine didn't have it.
I don't think they ever were considered a hair band.
No. But Bon Jovi, they were hair band. Those were wigs. Yeah. I'm convinced.
Well,
most of those things were wigs.
Cinderella's had the biggest hair of them all, right there.
Yeah, but they were considered heavy metal.
Elvira.
Yeah. Let's see. August 31st, 1989, the Rolling Stones opened their Steel Wheels North American tour in Philadelphia.
First tour without Bill Wyman.
That's right. He was too busy with his 19-year-old wife.
Who he dated for, was it 6 years?
All right. What's that?
Did you say he dated her for 6 years before he married her?
Yeah.
Jimmy Page territory. Careful.
I don't even want to talk about that. This is interesting. September 9th, 1989, Madonna gives a risque performance at the MTV Music Video Awards, clad in baggy sweatpants and a black bustier. She shocks the audience by simulating masturbation. Remember, she put her hands between her crotch, over her crotch. Mm-hmm. The version of the song used in the show would later serve as the opening number for the 1990s Blonde Ambition tour. Doesn't say what song she sang, though. the version of this. I don't know. Anyway, October 15th. Wow, we're almost done. We're not even a fucking hour in. Holy shit. We need some filler.
Where's Dave Phillips? This would be the perfect show for him.
He was the king of the 45. Let me see. October 15th, 1989, Media Rings Corporation, the Japanese music, video game, and software publishing company. Who cares? December 23rd, Ice Cube leaves NWA.
Was he the first one to leave? Was he the first one? Yeah.
He's the smartest one. After financial problems and several conflicts with their manager, Jerry Heller, and the group's founder, Eazy-E. By this time, Cube had been recording his solo debut album, which will be released the following year, with the greatest diss track in the history of music, No Vaseline. Oh, shit.
Wow.
That is a no coming back from that one. That was, No Vaseline was the greatest diss track. He talks about Jerry Heller being Jewish. He talks about Eazy-E being gay. He talks about Dr. Dre being like gay. He talks about Yella, just coming in and being a hack. He killed them all.
Doesn't he say something about Dre just being a coward? Like he jumps danger or something?
Yep. Yeah, yelling Compton, but you move to Riverside. That's one of the better lines. You yelling Compton, but you move to Riverside. Yeah, you ain't Compton. Ice Cube is a bad motherfucker. He's catching a bad rap though lately. He's got it on. He's battling on a couple of fronts. So he's all about that whole like Hollywood and the Illuminati type thing, where if you don't conform, they will come after you. And you can go find videos of him talking about it. And he has this a basketball league called the Big Three, and it's 3-on-3 basketball. And these are great players, but the NBA just keeps squashing it at every turn. They're eating up whatever they're doing. They don't want the competition. So he's fighting that battle with the NBA, but he has this battle going on with Hollywood. And now remember, this guy is a successful movie producer. Yeah. He put out some of the funniest movies.
Friday
after next.
All good. Yeah.
Barbershop 2. Yeah, what was it? I think he even did Barbershop 3. He's done a number of movies that are fun, but those, I don't know if you could find a funnier trilogy of movies than the Friday trilogy.
Oh no, you can't.
I don't think you can find. And the fact that he replaced Chris Tucker with what's his name? Day Day, the dude that played Day Day.
Yeah, I know.
It was an unbelievable score. I forget the dude's name, but he played Day Day, and then the father was in all 3 movies, and he got more prominent as each movie came along, and that dude was a funny motherfucker.
Yep.
So, but Ice Cube, he's fighting Hollywood. He's like, I'm not bowing down to you. Nope.
Mike Epps.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, Mike Epps. Let's see. It says also in 89.
By the way, Scott, back up a second. You mentioned NBA. Congratulations. And I am happy.
Yep, number 18, buddy. And we didn't get our 17th, by the way, in a fucking fake play-in tournament in the bubble where fucking most players weren't playing, and there was bad, that Lakers 17th championship is such a fraud championship. I don't know anybody that takes it seriously. They shouldn't have played that year.
Yeah.
But that was such a bullshit world championship in the bubble. Nah. Celtics did it right, and they're going to win it again next year too.
Hopefully. Unless
Did
it's the
you
Knicks.
see the thing I posted on Jaylen Brown? This dude is an absolute, literally a genius. He's the youngest person to ever lecture at Harvard. He is a what do you call that? A Rhodes Scholar or something for MIT.
He went to Oxford?
I don't know if he went to Oxford, but the dude got offered a job by NASA last year and turned him down. He speaks all these multiple languages. He plays guitar. He plays piano. Like, the dude is a genius. And he's the nicest dude in the world, man. Nice guy, quiet, just does his thing. You know, and he's a world-class basketball player. He was crowned Mr. Georgia because he played like every sport and was a champion in every sport he ever played in that, you know, whatever year he was in high school. Yeah, Jaylen Brown is an amazing.
Which is good.
And there was Boston fans who were like, you need to trade him. Boston fans are such fucking. Some of them are just fucking
all
tools.
fans of all teams suck.
They're
They all
just
do
fucking
that
tools,
shit.
though. And the Celtics won. They won like game 2, and somebody was complaining about them.
Oh, I heard the
but
commentators.
Did you see Tatum needs to go. See Tatum in game 5, motherfucker? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
All the commentators were against Boston. They're like, "Oh, it's the old Boston coming through."
Oh, they
see,
don't want.
you know?
Yeah, it's always been like that. It has always been like that.
Yeah.
And it'll always be like, and that's the way we like it. Also in 1989, Iron Maiden guitarist Adrian Smith leaves the band and is replaced by ex-Gillan guitarist who?
Yannick Ayers.
Yannick Ayers. That's
Yannick.
right. Who had the most recently worked with Bruce Dickinson on his solo project.
He played with Ian Gillan in his band before he joined Iron Maiden.
What was his name again?
Yannick Ayers.
Where was he from?
Ian Gillan's band.
No, what country?
Where is he from?
I'm not the
professor. No, what country
I
is
knew
he
that.
from?
No.
I'm not the
Yannick
professor.
Ayers,
You're
you
the
would think
professor.
that's like, is that German or is that Swedish? Or,
That's almost Swedish.
yeah. Yannick Ayers.
One of those Nordic metal guys. They're
Yeah,
real Viking
black
like.
metal.
Yeah.
Fucking black
you
metal.
sounded very Jersey there. Where is he from? That's like, you know,
Is that his number?
you from Park Ridge?
Let's see. Trying to see. It's got to be more than this.
This is pissing me off.
I'm looking for something right here.
Alexander
I don't know why
Vusten
it's
put
not
out his
letting me.
opera, The Devil in Love.
The Plasmatics were formed in 1989, by the way.
That late?
They were
I thought that they were earlier than that.
I thought the
Yeah, me too.
70s.
Oh shit! Everything I was reading was from 1983. What the fuck?
I give up.
No, it was 89. It was 89. Let me see. Bands at this band. Felt and
leaving.
Survivor. I don't know. This
Survivor
whole fuck. It's one of those shows, people.
Oh,
It's just not
Dokken
going-
broke
it's
up.
not going
Dokken broke
away.
up. Yeah, they broke up
89?
in 89. Yeah.
Yeah.
If we get to albums,
You know
it'll
who
be
Dan
good.
Seals? You know who Dan Seals was?
Yeah.
He was
I don't.
Jim Seals' brother from
Jim Seals' brother, yeah.
Jim Seals. He was in England Dan and John Ford Cole.
John Ford Coley. Yeah.
He had 9 number 1 hits. As
Yeah,
a country
man.
artist. So he had more hits than his brother. Because how many number ones did Seals and Cross have?
Right.
They didn't have 9.
But he's not in the Rock Hall of Fame. Not in the Music Hall. Nothing. Nope. Nothing.
Right.
9 number ones. Right. I don't know.
Yeah.
Let's see. Hey, you know what time? Know what we didn't do last week?
What?
Let's do this.
You make the call.
That
Yeah,
was
that's
random.
right.
I don't like that one.
You make the call.
I like that one. Yeah, it's intimidating.
That's the Beastie Boys. Stick with the Beastie Boys.
RoboCop.
You make the call.
Anyways, I think we get the point.
I'm going for my wallet.
Okay, let's see. Lou, we'll start with you. You make the call. Baker Street. Now, Baker Street is dude. So, what is more popular on that song? I want you to think about this. What's more popular, the sax solo, or the bow 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 bow? The guitar solo.
It's neither. It's a guitar that goes. Boo! Boo!
What's that?
It's one of the little. It's a little guitar part he must have overdubbed, but it's.
What is more iconic? The
sax.
sax.
The sax is more iconic.
Yeah.
It's a great guitar solo, but that is
It's a great guitar solo.
yeah. Well, that's a guitar solo, but that's a sax hook because that thing goes throughout the whole song.
Good. Yeah. Because I guarantee
It's
you,
iconic.
if we were playing Name That Tune, and I said, okay, Mark says I could name that tune in one note, and you heard, pew, you'd know exactly what
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
song it was from.
Nope.
Right?
Mark, you know the song, right?
Oh, yeah.
Of course.
Love it.
So that is the Fender Stratocaster.
I'm not that young.
I know you're not. That's a Fender Strat on the guitar.
Yeah,
song.
yeah.
That sounds like a
definitely.
Stratocaster.
Yep.
Okay. So it's Baker Street or it's a Jerry Rafferty one. Stuck in the Middle with You, Lou. Baker Street or Stuck in the Middle. This is your Desert Island playlist. This is it.
I think this sounds familiar. I kind of like Stuck in the Middle better, but I think now I'd pick Baker Street.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Well, there's no wrong answers, Mark.
May not always be the case, though. But I think
I know,
now,
right?
Yeah.
Mark?
I kind of burned out on Stuck in the Middle with You, and I've always loved Baker Street. I almost said Baker in the Middle with You. Baker Street is Baker Street. Going with that.
All right. It's a tough one, but I'd have to go with Baker Street. I
know-
love the Foo Fighters remake of it.
Did
He's
they
going to give up
did they
the
really?
crack in the one night stands. I kind of like, I like that he kind of, they do a good cover of that. I thought they did a very good cover of it.
But Michael Marsden introduced a whole generation to Stuck in the Middle with You.
Michael Madsen.
Madston. Yeah.
Yeah. Torture me. Go ahead, torture me. I don't give a fuck. Torture me. Torture you. That's a good idea. I like that. I like that. Okay, Mark, you make the call. End of the Innocence. This is the end of the. That's a good song, right?
Yeah.
Or Won't Back Down. Tom Petty. End of the Innocence.
Love them
or
both.
Won't Back Down.
Love them both, but to me, End of the Innocence is awesome, epic. I'm going with that.
All right, Lou.
Yeah, I'll go with that.
End of the Innocence.
Yeah.
I got to go with that too. Yeah, it's such an underrated song. It doesn't get played a lot.
Yeah.
I don't think.
The music's beautiful. That's Bruce Hornsby on piano on that.
Yeah.
Co-writer too.
Yeah.
Co-writer, yeah.
I also think I went back down. I'm kind of tired of that right now.
Yeah. Okay, Lou. Jamie's Got a Gun. Dong dang dong dong dong. Dong dang dong dong dang dong.
It's ingrained into us.
Gentlemen, good job. Good improv, buddy. Good improv. Good improv. Janie's Got a Gun or Love in an Elevator?
Janie's Got a Gun.
Mark?
Janie's Got a Gun. Leslie Ann Warren in the video did it for me.
Shit.
Yeah.
Leslie Ann Warren was in the video.
Yeah.
She was all. Good choice.
Yeah.
Good choice.
Good call. I'll go with Janie's Got a Gun. Somebody actually thought that video was a clip from a movie. They were like, "That's a movie." Like I saw that movie. It's in a
Because of
movie.
her.
I'm like, it's
same
a
here.
musical.
I had
I
a
don't
friend.
recall the video.
I have a friend said the same thing. What movie is that? I said, it's not a movie. Yes, it
It's
is.
just the way it was filmed really well. Yeah,
Is that because Leslie Ann Warren was in it too? Her being a
Yeah.
film actress.
could be.
Yeah.
Okay, Mark.
Yeah.
American Girl. Tom Petty. American Girl or American Woman.
I'm all about the movie American Girl. I'm all about, you know what? I forget what movie it was, but definitely American Girl for me.
Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
Thank you.
And there was a Silence of the Lambs.
Really?
Before the girl gets get in the
That's
van,
right.
go kidnaps her.
Oh,
the
yeah.
senator's daughter when she's driving. Making that all night.
Yeah.
Sing along with it.
Good pick.
Lou,
Size
American
14.
Girl or American Woman?
That's my answer.
All right, American Woman. All right. American Woman got ruined for me by Lenny Kravitz.
Kravitz.
Same here. Same
Yeah,
here.
I know. I don't let that bother me.
He ruined that song for me. I don't. But American Girl is actually in my probably top 20 favorite songs of all time.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Is it? Okay, cool.
Yeah, I'd have to go with American Girl. Lou, Born in the USA
Oh.
or Born to be Wild?
Born to be
Born
wild.
in the USA or Born to be Wild?
Born to be wild.
Mark?
Just because of the lyrics, I'm going with Born in the USA.
Ah, okay.
Very, very good lyrics.
I got to go with Born to Be Wild. That was also my senior year theme song. That was our prom song. You know, it was like
nice.
Dance the Night Away, and then someone had like, Lionel Richie. Ours was like Born to Be Wild. That's it.
You know what our prom theme song was? Never Say Goodbye by Bon Jovi. Oh. Yeah, it was those years.
Okay. Here we go. We got Mark. It's a Young Rascals competition right now.
Nice.
Okay.
Good Lovin'. Good Lovin'.
Oh yeah.
Right? Or Groovin'. Groovin'.
Ooh, that's tough. That's tough.
Yeah.
Both were covered very good. I'm gonna go with Good Lovin' because I also love the Grateful Dead cover.
Oh, okay.
So I'm going with Good Lovin'.
Lou?
Groovin'. Both great songs. They wrote Groovin'. They didn't write Good Lovin'. That's a cover.
Oh.
But Groovin's one of my favorite songs.
It is. It's great.
That might be one of my top 20.
I'm with you, Lou. That's such a chill song.
It is.
Man.
It is.
Right.
It still sounds great.
Na, na, na. You know, I had told you guys probably, or you might have heard me talk about it. I don't know, this podcast is 3 years old now. I used to fucking hate 60s music. I
remember you saying that.
I just did not like it, right? It just gave me like an uncomfortable feeling. I don't know what it was. I mean, the first song I ever listened to I put a needle on the wax was House of the Rising Sun, right? So I have all these memories of these jukebox songs when I was a kid, but I just never, as I got a little older into my teen years, I just didn't like 60s music. Just didn't like it. How I came back to like, because I guess originally I did like it, right? Is those fucking infomercials.
Yeah.
For the 60s. I love the 60s. And I just, one night I was just sitting in bed. I was sitting in a chair watching TV, and they're always late night. And I started watching it, and it was like, motherfucker, these are good fucking songs.
And they dredge up some old star from the 60s, like Peter Noon.
Yeah. Frankie Valli used to do them a lot. Like Frankie Valli did one. I remember fucking, who else did them? They'd have some lady from whatever group, I don't know. But I started listening to it. I said, and that's the beauty of music.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of music. Like, you can rediscover something and then find out, like, wow, so I missed it, but I can still go back and listen to it. It's not gone. It's not like a movie that's buried in time. Although there are a lot of songs that get buried. But I just think once I started listening to those infomercials, I was like, dude, this is and Groovin' is one of those songs.
Yeah.
Groovin' is one of those songs I heard on an infomercial. I'm like, why the fuck did I not like that? Like any of it? Like, what was my avoidance?
Because you know what, in your mind, it was the sound of the 60s music. I was like you. I was not listening to 60s music for a long time. I was all about the 70s because my sisters were playing the music around me. And what got me back into really deep diving into the 60s was Perry and Lou doing the Music Relish show. And I was listening, and they were talking about it. Bubblegum, and then you would just go on these deep dives about
psychedelia.
And I went back, and I'm like, shit, I forgot how good that stuff was.
Yeah, man.
So Scott, you were born in the early 60s.
63.
So we were all born in the 60s. Mark probably was at 69?
Nine. Yeah.
So, but
same as my wife, yeah.
Okay, a lot of that stuff is, we were little children.
Yeah.
But it kind of stuck. But I think I remember a lot of the 50s stuff, which I didn't like. I think I was the way you were with 60s music. I was like that with a lot of 50s stuff.
Yeah.
The Everleys, Buddy Holly, absolutely. But a lot of that stuff I just didn't.
I never paid
all that
attention.
weird shit. But now
I used to love. So in the 80s, in the 70s, there was this revival. I remember one summer there was a revival of 50s TV shows.
Was it because of American Graffiti?
I don't know what it was, but there was this revival of 50s TV shows, and I used to love watching those things. It was a Boston channel thing, I think, one of the UHF channels, and they just started playing all these. And we grew up watching these 50s, Leave It to Beaver, Make Room for, Father Knows Best, and Lassie, and like we got all that. But the '50s music, I never really. I could give it take. I don't. It didn't really.
Yeah, I think if you like go to those XM channels and just, I gave myself a little time over the last 2 years. A girl I work with, a young girl, she goes, I listen to '50s music. I'm like, that's weird, but Chuck Berry, the obvious stuff we know.
Okay, I listen to Chuck Berry, but I listen to more of his. Yeah, but there's some other things that have just popped along the way. But I listen to some of the guitar sounds in some of these things. Talking about Rock Around the Clock. Yeah,
that guitar song.
Well, that rockabilly sound. That's I dig that. I dig that, but I don't. I like modern rockabilly. I don't go back and listen to like Bill Haley and the Comets or anything like that.
That guitar player didn't live to see the fame of that song.
Wow.
He like fell down a flight of stairs. He had an accident. Oof. But he played the guitar and Shake, Rattle, and Roll too. But the guy was a great guitar player.
Yeah,
but he died. He just accidentally died young. So
you see these guitar players. Okay, you see these guitar players from the '50s. Now, who was? There was a brother and sister, and they were young, and I've seen videos of them. And
the kid was jumping around with a double neck.
Fucking
Lou, we talked about them.
Yeah, we saw that. We showed that on Music Relish, but
like the dude,
Perry
the kid is fucking tearing it up, and I'm like, how is this kid not recognized as one of the best? Like, how does this all get determined? When you see a kid and he is moving and shaking and jamming, and he's just doing it with ease, and he's fucking fast, and skilled.
They're two white kids, right?
Yeah,
it's a good brother and sister.
It was probably
brother and sister.
It was probably too wacky for white rock and roll back then, I think.
Well, what it was they were classified as country, so they put them on Grand Ole Opry. Didn't fit with that. They're too traditional. And also, what you see is you see that image, you're like, whoa, and the kid's flashy. But bottom line, they didn't have songs that were hits. They really didn't have many hits. So I like them. I've listened to them on Spotify. I can't remember their name, but if you don't have the hits, that's the bottom line. You're not going to get remembered,
Yeah.
There's maybe too idiosyncratic.
Yeah. That's a big word. I don't know what that means. I'm from Hillsdale. We're south of Park Ridge. Come on.
They were just too quirky.
Okay.
A little too singular, maybe.
I don't know.
They had many idiosyncrasies.
More than 3 syllables, I lose track.
Okay, all right.
The Collins Kids.
That's
the Collins Kids. Collins. The Collins Kids. You gotta fucking watch this. If anybody's listening, anybody.
We were showing their video
check out the Collins Kids. This little motherfucker wail.
Yeah.
I wonder what if he's still alive.
I think he is actually. I think I'm for some reason I think he is. I could be wrong, but
he's working at the Hendersonville Walmart down here, like the Deliverance guy.
Lawrence.
Again.
Oh.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
We all froze just then. Yeah.
The kid that played guitar, he died in 2018.
Oh, okay. Well, that's why I thought he was alive, because I looked it up in 2017. So.
No, that was the girl. Guy, the brother, died in 2024. He just died recently.
Oh,
so I was right. Yeah, I did know. I thought he was alive. Yeah.
Larry Collins, and she was Lori Collins.
Yeah. All right, let's see. Mark, Hot Legs.
Yeah.
I always liked that Rod Stewart era. Hot Legs and Tonight's the Night, and I just like that.
Do you think I'm sexy?
Yeah, I always liked that. I liked that whole. People hated it. They were like, "That's not." And I just, for some reason, I liked it. I liked disco too, so it didn't really hurt. That was with it. So Hot Legs, or Hurts So Good.
Oh, I got to go with Hot Legs, because I think I discovered that song when I was like 10. Love it. Just love it. It's a hard rocking song. Yeah. Remember the Greatest Hits album where he's like in a silk pink on the cover, volume 1.
Yeah.
I had that vinyl at like 10 years old.
Ah,
I loved
okay.
it. Killing a Georgie, First Cut is the deepest, but Hot Legs opens it. It's a great song.
Lou?
How does Hurt So Good go?
Hurt so good.
Come on. John Mellencamp.
Yeah.
Little Johnny Cougar.
I'm not the biggest Rod Stewart fan, but for the bass solo alone, I'll take Hot Legs.
Ooh,
had a bass solo.
okay.
That was Philip Chen on bass.
I was saying he was an Asian American bass player.
Yeah.
See, this is you guys have been slipping lately. That's the shit that you need to come up with weekly now. That's a demand at this point.
Hear that, Lou?
You guys are getting comfortable. You come up with all this, these are the facts. That's the shit right there.
Hey,
that
Lou.
made the whole show. That little tidbit of information.
Little tidbit.
Just made
Lou.
And your little harmonizing with your improv. That was fucking great.
Hey, Lou.
That was
Lou.
great.
Yes, Mark.
But if we don't step it up, he might ask Jack, and then we can get Jack back. You know?
There is a surprise tonight.
Ixnay on the stepping nay.
I can't hear what you're saying. What'd you say?
Nothing.
He's conspiring. He's conspiring. I'm writing Mark
Conspiring.
down. He's conspiring, Scott. I'm being a toady. I'm being a toady.
Toady.
I'm on your side, Scott.
I'm a normie.
That's right, Lou.
Yes, hey,
That's
yes.
right. That's right. It's on the frogs, eh?
Yes.
I'm gonna go with Hot Legs because I like the song and I'm fucking sick of Hurt So Good. That's one of those songs.
Yeah,
I don't really need to hear that anymore.
Also, Hot Legs has the great Carmine Appici on drums.
Yes.
From Vanilla Fudge.
Yeah, see, there you go. There we go.
We deliver.
Okay. Lou.
Yes.
The Cars, Just What I Needed. Or David Bowie's Let's Dance.
I'm gonna go with Bowie. Let's Dance.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mark?
Unequivocally, Let's Dance, because Circuit City made me sick of Just What I Needed. But also, I love the video to Let's Dance. The video was great.
Playing with gloves on. You're
playing with gloves. Yeah.
I'm gonna go. Put on your red shoes.
Yeah.
It's just a weird vocal. It's a really weird vocal on that.
Did you ever hear his original of it? It was lame.
No.
Nile Rodgers
horrible.
was responsible for
Really?
that directly. Yeah.
I'd love to hear it. It's on YouTube, I'm sure.
That's the video where the two illegals grab the red shoes. They steal the red shoes, right?
Yeah.
Those two illegal aliens, they steal the red shoes, right?
Put on your red shoes.
Whoa. If they're not in the United States, why are you saying they're illegal aliens? It could have been another country.
That was Mexico. They weren't Aborigine. That was Mexico. I'm just saying. Just saying. That's my interpretation. No, they were actually Aborigine. Yeah.
That was wacky out of left field.
No, this is a tough one for me. This is a tough one for me. Just What I Needed. I got to go with Just What I Needed, just because it brings. Well, they both bring back great fucking memories, great summers.
I used to love that song. I used to love it.
Yeah, I'm kind of burnt on. I love the car. That's one I'm kind of burnt on. It's funny. A lot of these songs that you mentioned, I might have picked 6 months ago and said the Cars, but
I'm
right
kind
now,
of burned on Let's Dance, although it's a great fucking. It's still a great song. Like it's not.
I'll
listen to it. I haven't shut it out completely. Like It's So Good and a few other. Like I'll listen to it, but it's one of those songs too that now that we talked about it, I'm going to listen to it again tomorrow. I'm going to put it on, and I will end up rediscovering it again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like start to like it all over again. And we've talked about this a number of times. Like Whole Lot of Love, I rediscovered that after 30 years of really just discarding it, pushing it aside. And now it is I say that's their greatest fucking song, man.
Yeah. And you turn it loud.
It's just a fucking amazing song, right? That we've heard so much, you take it for granted.
Amazing production.
But Whole Lot of Love is just the riff, everything. So Just What I Needed, I'll have to go right now, but Let's Dance is one of those rediscover songs that I will end up listening to it again. I like it better than China Girl. I like Let's Dance better than China Girl.
I'll tell you what, though. I tell you that Just What I Needed, that verse is so classic Cars. I don't mind you coming here.
Yeah.
Ben Orr. My time, you know.
Yep, Ben Orr. I mean, he's the Christine McVie of the Cars.
Yeah.
You know, he sang some of their best songs.
Yeah, yeah.
Equal,
I think he sang the biggest hit. I think Drive is their biggest hit.
It is, yeah. Yep.
So I got a question. You guys are bigger Bowie fans than me. What was Let's Dance, as far as an album, Let's Dance, what is that considered, like hardcore Bowie fans? Is it kind of a, what do you call that, divisive album, given the dancing nature of it?
Me personally, I thought it was kind of a comeback, kind of like a big comeback album.
Mm-hmm, okay.
Right? He jumped into the 80s with both feet. He did he made the right album for the time. Whoever the producer was, he had Stevie Ray on guitar. Yeah, Niles Rodgers. I mean, so right there, that tells you, right? Mm-hmm. I think it holds weight with some of his earlier albums. I mean,
agree.
I would buy Let's Dance before I bought Low. You know, I'd listen to Let's Dance before I listen to Low if I had a choice, right? Because he's had some mediocre albums.
Yeah.
You know, before that,
in the past.
I didn't like it when it came out. I forget what year did it come out?
83 or 82.
So
yeah, about 83.
Like that. Yeah. Now, so I grew up on the old Bowie, and then when it came out, I thought it was too slick, so I kind of just shoved it aside. And then it was like years later, I got to know a really good big Bowie fan that got me into all his different phases, and he said, "Nah, it's a great album." You know,
I mean, that had China Girl, Modern Love, Let's Dance. It's a big album. Big big hits off that album.
Cat People was on that album, I think. So,
was Cat People on that album?
I think so. I don't think so. Really?
I don't think so. No, Cat People came out before that.
Before that.
That came out in the 70s, like the late 70s, I believe.
And I think that drum sound that he got on that album, you know, Tony Thompson on drums, that was a template drum sound for a lot of stuff. Him and Phil Collins, I think. You know, that was a big sound, big fat drum sound. You know, he went on the Power Station.
Cat People was on that album. It's the last song on the album.
Really?
Was it really?
Huh. I'm thinking of the movie. That's why.
That's what I was thinking of the movie too. Yeah, and it was so I guess the movie came out in the early '80s.
Or maybe
Natasha Kinski, she was hot.
Right. Yeah.
It could have come out earlier, but it was probably just not put on any of his albums. Maybe he re-recorded it for this album.
These eyes so red.
So the Crash Test
I can't stand for 1,000 years.
Do you know that song?
Once there was a boy who.
Oh God. Oh.
I can sing it again if you want. Okay,
That'll
here we go. Okay, Lou, start me up, or Sultans of Swing. Start me up or Sultans of Swing.
I'm surprised. I'm in burnout mode, but I'm gonna say Sultans of Swing.
Wow.
Any song that has a line, "You make a dead man come," should be a classic. But and the version in The Mighty Wind was great. But
it's really great.
I'm gonna go with Sultans because I'm that song came out at the height of punk, and it's like it was a big hit. And even though I'm kind of burned out on it, it's the reason that it's another reason besides Richie Blackmore that I play a Strat for that clean tone. So I never really get tired of hearing it. I'm going with Sultans.
We just froze up again. Are we back?
Yeah. You couldn't hear anything I said?
I did, yeah. Sultans of Swing is a better produced song.
Sure.
It's a more mature song.
From their first album.
Start Me Up is just one of those, like, it gets you kind of pumped up. Like, it's a great party song.
Yeah.
It is, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That opening riff that's up there. That's up there in some of the greats, right?
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Keith.
I don't know. This is a tough one.
It's got some great drum fills in it too. People say Charlie Watts is, is a simplistic drummer. The drum fills in there are kind of neat. They're kind of weird.
Yeah.
He made it look easy. That was the thing. Like Ringo made it look easy, so people thought they weren't doing anything.
Yeah, they weren't listening.
That's why they were masters at what they did. Mm-hmm. I've been watching these Stuart Copeland little video clips recently about drumming.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know, and like little stories behind the scenes of the songs. And he was saying that his favorite album is, I think it's Zenyatta Mandata. That's his second album, right? Orlando Stiamore was their first.
Third. That had no Don't Stand So Close.
What was the second one? The second one was...
So
the first one was Orlando Stiamore.
Regatta de Blanc.
Regatta de Blanc was the second one, right? Yeah. I believe he said Zenyatta Mandata was his favorite album.
That's my favorite album of theirs.
Yeah,
right. That might be their best
Sting
album.
came in with all the songs, like Walking on the Moon and this and that, and how they had songs. They had like 3 good songs. That's what he said. We had 3 or 4 good songs, and then
Spirits in the Material
rest
World.
is just. We got in the studio. We just got in the studio, and we just fucking. He said it was the best time of the band. He goes, in his eyes, it was the best time because they had to make an album. Like he said, you have your whole life to make your first album, but you have 8 months to make your second album.
Yeah.
And he said Sting came in with like 3 or 4 goods, Walking on the Moon and
Invisible Sun.
Invisible Sun. And
wait.
no, Invisible Sun was on.
You guys are talking about 2 different albums. Actually, it's not.
That was on Ghost in the Machine, wasn't it?
Ghost in the Machine. That's what I'm thinking of.
And Zenyatta Mandata is the album with Don't Stand So Close to Me. So we're talking about the second album here with Walking
Regatta.
The second.
Regatta.
Yeah.
So how's the album? It's the first Orlando Stiamore, Regatta de Blanc.
Yeah, the Zenyatta Mandata.
And then Ghost in the Machine.
Ghost in the Machine, and then Synchronicity.
Right. Okay.
But he said that second album was the favorite. He said He said yeah, three great people at what they did in the studio, and it's like we got to put this together and be like we're yelling, "You fuck you, shut the fuck up!" But we'd pump through it, and he goes, and we came out with a great album.
Bring on the Nights on that album. Yeah.
What's that?
Bring on the Nights on that album.
Yeah. And he said that was his favorite time ever in the band because they were just in the studio jamming. And did somebody just pop on? No, I'm not bringing him on. No.
Yeah, bring him on. I know.
Nope.
Come on.
Is it Perry?
Nope. It's this fucking guy. Pain in my fucking ass. Here we go. It's the ravioli king. It's the king of fried raviolis. Look at that face. Look at
I
that
found a way to
fucking
crash
face.
it, didn't I?
Jesus
I still
Christ.
found a way to crash it.
Look
Hey,
at that face.
Rick, wave hi.
It's out somewhere.
Look at this. Fucking.
See? He's already,
King
bro.
of
Look at him. Might change
raviolis.
steak.
The king of raviolis. You
Told
mean
you we
Mike
found a way to
actually
crash
fucking
it.
paid for a steak?
Mike bought a steak, yes. He
Jesus.
bought a, what'd you buy? A filet mignon.
All right. Yeah. So what do you got to say? What do you got to contribute to the show?
Nothing. Go back to your music. We're getting drunk.
Yeah. Okay. If I don't see you
any
later, so
ravioli,
what? Goodbye.
Later.
Hey.
Yeah. If I don't see you later, so what?
Oh my God. Dr.
Yeah,
Pork Chop.
those are my buddies from the Philippines that we stationed together. So I have to give them time. Dr. Pork Chop. Dr. Pork Chop.
Finally met Dr. Porkchop.
So I would have to go with Start Me Up. I'll go with Start Me Up. I have to. And that album too. That whole album.
That whole album's great.
masterpiece.
I like how the rockers were on side 1 and they put all the ballads on side 2.
Yeah.
Is She So Cold on that one?
No, that was Emotional Rescue.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. I heard that on the radio
fine.
yesterday. That'd been a while. That's a great song.
I don't listen to that song anymore. I thought
I
that
found it
is
entertaining.
Actually, I thought it was one of the cheapest, laziest songs they've ever written.
I'll give it that.
Yeah, it's cheap and lazy.
She's so cold
and
like an ice cream cone.
They just did it for the video.
Volcano.
Yeah, they just did it for the video.
Oh,
the
video.
girl isn't even that.
With
The
the red
lady
hair.
isn't even that good looking in the fucking
She was
video.
60 years old, wasn't she?
Yeah. She's whoever the chick was in those AC/DC, Shake the Foundation and Sink the Pink, the chick that came in playing pool. Oh, she looked like Pinky Tuscadero from Happy Days. That's a good looking woman right there. See, the She's So Cold woman, she's just an old hag with a tight dress.
Like an old washed up actress.
That's it. All right, Mark, last one.
Yeah.
kind of, these are middle of the road cheese, I think. I wasn't a big fan of either song, but The Heat Is On, right? Glenn Frey, The Heat Is On.
Yeah.
Or The Power of Love, Huey Lewis.
You
The
know
Heat
what?
Is On or The Power of Love.
I hate to admit this. Of all the solo Eagles stuff, I was the least fan. I didn't like any of Glenn Frey
I didn't
stuff.
like
I'm
Glenn
sorry
Frey
to
stuff
say that
at all.
And I think the reason is because he came from more of an R&B background, Detroit, and he put it into pop, whatever. I don't know, but
I think he just rode the tailwind of the Eagles, and
yeah,
I think people liked him because he was Glenn Frey from the Eagles. But I don't think any of his music was that. He wasn't groundbreaking. He wasn't.
I bought the All Nighter on vinyl, and
not as a solo artist. I mean, he wrote a lot of music to the Eagles material. I mean,
yeah.
And when it says Henley and Fry, I mean, he probably came up with most of the music behind it.
Yeah.
I think his solo stuff, I think he was just trying to be a soul man too much.
I bought the All Nighter because everyone in school, they go, it's the new Glenn Frey. I think I played it once in high school. Still up there. Yeah. But yeah, definitely. I actually like The Power of Love. I'm a Huey Lewis guy. I like him.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And it was from Back to the Future, right?
Yep.
Some of my favorite movies. So.
Lou?
I'm not. That's a weird call. I'm gonna go with Huey Lewis. I just did. Glenn Frey, Smuggler's Blues. I didn't like that.
Yeah, right.
What was that one? He had an okay ballad
thing, and
yeah. What about his that ballad he had? Do you want to stay with the one you love?
Doesn't make a difference.
No, but it could have been come out in '79.
But he wrote some great tunes in the Eagles. It's so weird.
Yeah. Well,
Scott's
just go
favorite
show
new kid
you
in town.
the sum of the parts and all that stuff. You know,
the gay song.
Which one's that?
Here we go again.
New Kid in Town?
Everybody's watching. It's a new kid in town. I just want to see him. It's a new kid in
People
town.
Start walking.
I just want to touch him. He's the new kid in town. Everybody's touching him.
Oh, I set Scott off.
The lost version.
That's the lyrics. Those are the real lyrics.
Wait, you look in his eyes, the music begins to play.
Yeah. I'm going to have to go with The Power of Love just by default.
Lesser of two evils.
Just by default.
But mine was a default part. Yeah.
I said default, so mine is a real default. You're like
a
Glenn Frey trying to ride my tailcoats of the default word.
Lou, you were
nice
at the
try,
You're being very idiosyncratic tonight.
Yeah. I'm Don Henley. And you're Glenn Frey. How's that? Okay. And I will take you out to New York minute, motherfucker.
The wolf is always.
So I twisted that one in there.
I think we should get to the heart of the matter here.
Oh, okay.
And Scotty,
if you want to get to the heart of the matter, then you better start spilling some dirty laundry.
Hey, why don't we just go out to the Sunset Grill for a drink and just get this? Okay. All right.
Okay. Now you're acting like a desperado.
You went Eagles. I went solo stuff. You went Eagles. You felt that.
Okay. All right. You win. I'll give you the win.
Come on the show. I'll give it the best of my love, and it's just and then Mark being the new kid. No, I'm the new kid in town. Right? Mark was on here before me.
I don't like you because the Greeks don't like no freaks.
Huh?
The Greeks don't want no freaks. I don't know. I'm too slow for this one. I'm not good with this stuff. I'm just slow. I'm slow hand.
Yeah. So let's talk about some movies from 1984.
Mark brought that one down.
Yeah, you killed it. Yeah. Hey, you know what came out? What movie came out? And I know we were talking about 89, but I want to jump back to 84 because I like these movies. 16 Candles. I started watching a documentary on I forget what channel it's on. My wife had it on. I was watching it with her. It's about the Brat Pack.
Oh.
And it's what's his name?
Andrew McCarthy did it, right?
Andrew McCarthy did it. He starts tracking them down and talking about it. And it's pretty interesting that their perspective on how that went down, like how they were they hated it.
They hated it, yeah.
They didn't get and at one point Andrew McCarthy, it was an article in the New Yorker, and Andrew McCarthy tracks down the writer of the article, and and I knew this. I said to my wife, I go, the Brat Pack is just a play on the Rat Pack.
Yeah.
That's all it is, and it's kind of a compliment, right? but they all took it like they were being pigeonholed and they were being, they weren't going to be able to get roles now because they were acting, everyone had this image of them and all it was just and that's what the dude said. The dude said, he goes, it was just a play on words.
Yeah. And
they could have embraced it, but I know what happened. I don't know, but I think what happened was their people, each one of them individually, their people, Molly Ringwald, Judd Hirsch, they got into their ear and said, you don't want to be part of that. You don't want to be part of that. And they were like, and they're like 23 years old.
Right. Yeah.
Maybe the prefrontal lobe is just touched, right? So they have a little bit of logical thinking, but not enough to figure out the fact that if they had embraced that, they could have made so much more money.
Yeah.
But they all had this, I'm going to be like the next Marlon Brando. And they were like, it started costing us, parts. And yeah, because you fought it. You didn't embrace it, own it. The master of that, I always said this, George Michael was the fucking master at owning things. And then it never stuck. Nothing ever stuck to that guy. No matter what, it never stuck, right? It's all they had to do. But
do you think they were they were in fear of almost being considered like not child actors, but like stuck in the John Hughes teen?
Yeah,
well, they did St. Elmo's Fire. They did Pretty in Pink. All of them at the same time.
Movies, yeah.
They did one of the greatest movie of all time,
Breakfast Club.
Yep. Literally one of the greatest movies of all time.
Absolutely.
The older that movie gets,
I'd have to see it again.
The older that movie gets, the more you see the brilliance in John Hughes.
Lou,
he absolutely fucking had it.
Yeah.
Like lightning in a bottle. Like
I look at it and I say that's Pascack Valley High School. But then Lou, you would, if you were in the 80s, if you went to high school in the 80s, you'd say, no, that's Park Ridge High School. Scott would say, no, that's my high
Winthrop
school.
High School. That was Winthrop High School.
It was
John
all the
Hughes,
characters.
masterpiece, absolute masterpiece. To this day, kids watch that movie and relate to it.
Yeah.
Okay. So
it's that iconic. And they got caught in that. They got caught in that moment, and they just got the name Brat Pack, and that was that.
Luke, give it a rewatch sometime. And this, as you're older now, because it's still
a great fucking movie.
The St. Elmo's Fire was their grown-up movie.
I didn't see that one. I didn't
Never watched it. No.
Andrew McCarthy, he went and became a travel writer for the New York Times.
Yeah.
He actually quit acting for years. And when I found that, I'm like, I'm reading, I used to see the name Andrew McCarthy. Go to Greece. This is where you go and stuff. And I'm like, holy shit, it's Andrew McCarthy.
Do you think he peaked with Mannequin?
Yeah, definitely. No,
that was a movie for its time, right? It was a movie. It wasn't anything spectacular. But
you know what gets kind of forgotten in all those movies, and I liked it. Too Low for Zero.
Yes,
remember that movie?
Yes.
I think
it was
Robert Downey
depressing
did
movie.
a great job because he was disgusting.
He never got stuck in that Brat Pack thing. He wasn't really part of that.
A little separate from that.
So, and that's one of the things that Andrew McCarthy says at the beginning of the documentary. He goes, who exactly was in the Brat Pack? So, Mark, if I was to ask you who was in the Brat Pack, who would you say?
I would go mostly with the Breakfast Club cast because Jamie Gertz was in Too Low for Zero. I never considered her part of the Brat Pack. She was younger,
Jersey
and
girl,
so was Andrew. So was Robert Downey. Andrew McCarthy was actually older at that point. So I'd say it's Judd Hirsch to me, Emilio Estevez, definitely Molly because she was in a few movies by
John Hughes.
Yeah, but you had these fringe guys like Matt.
Judd Nelson.
No, who was in 16 Candles? The kid, the guy that you
Judd Nelson, not Judd Hirsch. Yeah, Judd Nelson.
No, who's the guy in 16 Candles she was in love with? That was Matt Dillon.
No. I forget his name, but he wasn't. He wasn't part of that.
He wasn't.
You can't call that. So John Hughes had a lot of people in the movies that were peripheral, but you had that core group,
And they did interview the kid that played Ducky.
Ali Sheedy. Ali Sheedy's one.
Ali Sheedy was considered part of the Brat Pack.
Yeah.
Yep. Who's the kid that played Ducky? Huh?
The nerd in Breakfast Club.
Ducky. Yeah, he's the one with the glasses, and he liked Molly Ringwald, but
John Cryer.
Oh, No, in
Cryer,
16
John
Candles.
Cryer.
No, that wasn't
John
John Cryer. No, 16 Candles. That was the kid.
Ducky.
Oh, because the one
You're
that,
thinking
that
Anthony
tried.
Michael Hall is the other.
Yeah,
person.
he tried to kiss her in the car and everything.
Yeah. But Ducky was the one who was kind of her confidant, but he secretly liked her.
And that was John Cusack's first role in 16 Candles.
Yeah.
He had that small role.
Wow.
And his sister, too. She was in it. Trying
Andrew
to drink out of the
McCarthy
water fountain. Yeah.
Interviewed Timothy Hutton, and he said, "You're kind of the godfather." He says, like, Iggy Pop is the god. Well, he said Lou Reed, but Lou Reed is not the godfather of punk. But that's what he said in this documentary. I kind of took umbrage to that. Lou Reed, the greatest rocker in music history.
Original rapper.
Yeah, he that fucking idiot. The more I listen to his stuff, the more I'm like, most of it's garbage. Most of it's garbage. He has some great songs, but most of it's garbage.
Got some iconic stuff there for sure.
He's just living off of that whole fucking Andy Warhol thing. But anyway, he was talking to Timothy Hutton, and he goes, "You are kind of the godfather of the Brat Pack."
Wow, really?
Because what was the movie about the military school?
Taps.
Taps.
Yeah.
With Tom Cruise, Timothy Hutton.
Wasn't Tom
that had a
was
pretty
in there initially? But he got out.
Sean Penn was in it too, right? Taps?
Yeah.
Well, Fast Times. So what about the cast of Fast Times at Ridgemont High? Is that kind of before?
That's pre.
That's pre Brat Pack. That was and that's why. But these kids all took over Hollywood when it was like an influx of youth, and that's why they were everywhere, and they were on every TV show, and they were on it. You know, people wanted them in the movies, and then this whole Brat Pack thing broke. I don't know.
You know what's funny? Andrew McCarthy always played the good guy in the movies, and you liked him. But in Pretty in Pink, him and James Spader were so repulsive. And I don't consider Spader to be a Brat Packer, but he was the one. He was the one that got punched in the face in the hallway. Remember by John Cryer? Yeah, those two were just so repulsive. And I think, it's like so. I like that Andrew could do both sides. He could do a really cool guy, or he could do someone you just want to punch.
He still looks the same too. Like it's him.
Yeah?
Like he didn't like morph into like something different. Like if you saw him in the street, you'd be like, "Yo, Andrew McCarthy, what's up, man?" You know.
Rob Lowe was in there too.
Rob Lowe, I'll tell you what, that's still a good-looking motherfucker. That dude is one of those dudes. He was always a good-looking dude.
Like John Stamos, this guy.
John Stamos, another good-looking dude, always a good-looking dude. But the thing about Rob Lowe, another one who nothing ever stuck to him.
Yeah.
The sex tape, none of it stuck to him. Like it just, he owned it or whatever he did.
Yeah.
And it didn't ruin his career. It didn't do any, like, he's just one of those dudes that just knew how to play it off.
Yeah.
Also, him and Andrew, him and Robert Downey Jr. They just
Robert Downey Jr. is the most talented out of them all.
His career should have ended.
He was sitting in Stir for a while. Robert Downey Jr.
I just heard an interview with Jake Gyllenhaal, and he talked about working with him on a movie when he made his comeback, and he said he couldn't even get insured. He had to be driven to the lot, so he would pick him up because his career sunk so low at one point.
Yeah,
he made it back. You know,
did he ever?
Yeah.
You know, he got $500,000 for the first Iron Man movie.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, and he got $50 million for the third one.
Yeah.
And he realized he grew up, but he lived that life, man. He had that Hollywood lifestyle.
Yep.
He was addicted. He was drunk. He was trouble. But you know who kind of had that thing going on. Oh, what the fuck's his name? He was in Saving Private Ryan. He just died. Tom Sizemore.
Oh yeah.
I thought Tom Sizemore was fucking brilliant actor. Brilliant actor.
Him and Michael Madsen are just, they could take a role and own it and make it fantastic, and even a worse movie. You know,
Tom Sizemore he played in Natural Born Killers. He played Spagnetti.
Yes. Yeah.
The parole guy, right?
Yeah.
Scagnetti. That was his name, Scagnetti. And what a fucking creepy character that was. And he just pulled it off like with ease.
Yeah.
Right? Now, there's a little tie into that. So Quentin Tarantino wrote Natural Born Killers. Everyone thinks he produced it. He wrote it, right?
Just wrote it.
So Scagnetti, right? So fast forward, or actually, let me see. Reservoir Dogs, right? Reservoir Dogs comes out, and you have Michael Madsen talking to what's his name? The guy that talked like this. And Sean, he was the boss, right?
Oh, Lawrence Tierney.
Lawrence Tierney, yeah. Who was actually he was a convict, wasn't he? At one point, he was in prison, I think.
He sure spoke like one. He sounded like
yeah, and he was talking to Chris Penn, and he said, Chris Penn says, "Oh yeah, good, welcome back. Just get out. Who's your parole officer?" And he says, "Scagnetti." He goes, "Oh, that guy's a prick."
Okay. Right.
That guy's a prick.
Isn't one of the guys Vincent Vega's brother?
I was just going to say that. That's the other thing.
So that's the Vega brothers. Yeah. So Vincent Vega and Vic. He was Vic Vega. Yeah.
Stupid Vincent leaves his gun on the table while he goes and takes a shit.
I always thought Tarantino should have done a movie about those two, and I think there was talks about doing it.
Really? Wow.
Like a younger version of those guys. He had so many characters that he could have just done offshoots of.
Oh yeah.
In those movies,
Jules walking the earth like Kane in Kung Fu.
Yeah, that could have been a whole movie in itself. But yeah, so that's a little tie-in right there. The name Scagnetti. Yeah, I'm getting congested again. Here we go. I can't even breathe.
All right, you want me to mention a movie I liked in '84?
Yeah, let me breathe a little bit. Go ahead.
Okay, you breathe. Did you guys ever hear of Birdie with Nicolas Cage and Matthew Modine?
Yeah.
Peter Gabriel. I just recently rewatched it and it aged well. It's a very good movie. Very well done. I think that may be the movie that introduced me to Nicolas Cage too, or Little Nicky Coppola,
right,
as we like to call him.
Ghostbusters came out but I didn't see it.
Of course not.
I hear it's really funny.
Yeah, hey, Ghostbusters, but I never saw it, so there's that. I'm just gonna bring up a movie.
I did see some of the movies in 1984 though. I just went through a little quick list here.
Terminator came out in '84.
Oh, classic.
Yep, classic.
Anybody want some soft porn? Body Double came out in '84.
Sure.
So that movie right there. So you have a video version of Frankie Goes to Hollywood. Relax, right? Which is all about, they tried to play that video on MTV. It failed miserably. They were like, we can't show that anymore. We're not showing that anymore. Body Double, Brian De Palma.
Yeah.
Right? Brian De Palma. Good fucking movie with the dude that looks like, the actor looks just like Bill Maher.
Yes. Craig.
Right?
Craig something.
Craig T. Nelson.
No, not Craig T. Nelson. No, he's not Coach. No, it's not Coach. No. Yeah, that is you could literally watch that again, like on a fucking Wednesday afternoon or something,
Yeah.
or a Saturday night, like late night movie. It's a good movie.
It is.
It's a good movie. Great conflict. Good twist.
Yeah.
Good twist. Yeah, Brian De Palma had a way of making movies, man.
Mm-hmm.
Lou?
Gremlins.
Oh, Gremlin in the Microwave.
Phoebe Cates.
Phoebe.
Ooh. One of the best lines in hip-hop history. Rakim, after 12, I'm just like a gremlin. Feed me hip-hop and I start trembling. Yeah. Yeah. Nightmare on Elm Street.
Oh,
that was the best one. That was the creepiest one. When he's walking down the fucking alley
with the long
arms, and you hear him scrape, and he's just going, and he's like laughing.
Total
Creepy
new
as
concept
fuck,
of horror. You're freaked out. You're like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
We had a
Just
good run.
creepy.
We had Halloween, Friday the 13th, and then that came. That was the next generation of horror.
And they started getting campy after a while.
Sure.
But the original Nightmare is still a fucking weird movie, man.
Yeah.
And the fact that this fucked up version of Hollywood tried to remake it.
That was horrible. There was no humor.
My God.
I got 15 minutes into it, and I said, "Where's the humor from Freddy Krueger?" No humor.
No, because there's no talent in Hollywood. But we're not going to go down that road.
Yeah.
Mark, give us a movie.
Trashy action movie that doomed Gene Simmons' acting career. Runaway with Tom Selleck, Kirstie Alley.
Wow.
Remember that one?
Yeah.
And Gene Simmons
played a hitman, didn't he?
Yeah. Oh, he was horrible. You could practically see him reading the flashcards, you know. But it was still a good movie.
Those are called cue, Mark. Those are called cue cards in Hollywood. Flashcards.
Flashcards. Well, that's how I got through Zion Lutheran flashcards. So.
1 + 1 = 4.
Really? Oh shit!
Sorry.
Damn it.
This movie came out. It was a really weird character played by Willem Dafoe in this movie. It's kind of a cult movie. It was so bad, but it had a good soundtrack. But the way it was filmed is dark and rainy and Streets of Fire.
Yeah.
Right? The acting was
Michael
fucking
Paré.
just bad acting, and like the whole plot was kind of stupid, but you watched it and you can watch it again, and just like, so the whole plot is a mercenary is hired to rescue his ex-girlfriend, right? Like, why wouldn't he just go get his girlfriend? You know, his ex-girlfriend. It was like, you know, but he gets hired to go get her, and kidnapped by Willem Dafoe's motorcycle gang. You know, if you want to talk about good cinematography, it had good cinematography, and they had a real dark feel to it, and they did a good with the lighting and the way it was shot. But the fucking script and the actors, it was like they talked like this. Hey, Jimmy, we gotta go get her. You know, it's like really kind of the little short girl that was trying to be tough girl, like horrible actress, low budget. But it came out with a mega hit, I Can Dream About You.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
Which was lip synced by the black group, but the black guy that sang it ended up being an actor. Like he became an actor. He was small, run of fame.
Yeah.
But what's his name sang it? Hartman. Dan Hartman.
Dan Hartman.
Yeah.
Who was in whose band? Lou?
Edgar Winter.
There you go.
He
played on the album with Frankenstein.
Yep. Free Ride. It's interesting. Free Ride.
Yeah. Is it really?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. I think I know that, but I forgot it. Now I know it again.
Died pretty young.
Give me a movie, Mark.
You name the movie, I'm going to say the line. That's the best fucking apple pie I've ever had.
American Pie?
Tank with James Garner. Remember that movie?
Oh, no.
I'm a James Garner guy. You could show me any movie with James Garner and I'll like it. And that was a good. That's where he gets the tank and whatever. It's a great movie.
Yeah.
And it's the only time he laid the F-bomb in a movie.
Lou?
The David Lynch release of Dune, the Frank Herbert novel.
Yeah. Very confusing, convoluted, not a lot of continuity.
Good soundtrack, though.
Good soundtrack.
Good soundtrack, but there was a lot going wrong in that movie.
Not a bad performance. It was just too much for one movie. And
it was at that time.
Yeah, it was too much.
Who did the soundtrack?
Toto.
Yeah.
By the way, Steve, look at their still disavows it. He's like, we went to the screening. David Page tried to slink down on the floor and ease up the aisle without David Lynch seeing him leave. We were all looking at each other like, what the fuck is this?
Kyle MacLachlan, right?
I thought the cast was pretty good. I thought Kenneth McMillan as the Baron was good. Over the top campy. I thought it was acted well, but I just think it was
its time. But
it was just too. It was too much for one movie. If you didn't know the book, you couldn't really follow it.
Yeah,
and that was the problem. The book is this fucking thick.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
it's 3 inches thick.
I started watching the part 2 yesterday. Have you guys seen it?
I have to see it. So
I like it.
Okay.
It's very entertaining. I like
it. It is. So far, I like the part 1 better for some reason.
Yeah,
I have a few issues. Nothing major, but I just
I want to see it.
I think Austin Butler's a pretty weird fade Routher, but he's good.
Yeah, I like the girl Zendaya. She's very good, and I noticed this, and I kind of mentioned it to my wife. She's very good at making her facial expressions say something.
Mm-hmm.
She's just really good at that for some reason. That's just something I picked up. She's very good like that. She's not bad to look at. She's a beautiful young girl.
Beautiful.
But I like her character. I like how they don't really make her the the whole deal. Like she's Rey in Star Wars. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's
But
an important
she's
character
a good
in the
actress.
book.
I think she does a good job. I think they all do a good job in it. I think Batista does a good job in it. You know?
Yeah.
Oh
sure.
yeah.
There was an old TV series, an old Disney series she was on that my sons used to watch. And I remember thinking, I said, she's really quite good. She acts physically very well. But there was a thing where they made her up to be an old man. Yeah. And for a second, I asked my son, I said, is that girl? He goes, yeah. I said, that was some very good acting. So she's very talented.
She's good. Yeah, very talented. Yeah. Dave Phillips, King of the 45s, joining the show right as we're about to end it because we're at an hour and 50 minutes.
Dave.
Happy belated birthday, I
believe. Happy birthday. Yeah.
Happy belated birthday, King of the 45s. There was a shout out to you earlier. I pulled out a 45 that Patty Yassi had sent me, I don't know, about 3-4 months ago. And it had a note on it. Let me see if I can find it. There's a red one.
Oh, no. Unfreeze. I command you.
45, right? Frozen?
Yeah, I'm frozen.
Yeah.
We're unfrozen. So this was one of the 45s that Patty sent me, right? And it's the song is by Gallery, and she wrote, "This one is for Dave Phillips, LOL," right? So this was like a hidden, she didn't tell me this was in there. And the name of the song is Ginger Haired Man. So there you go. You had a shout out today, Dave Phillips, during this show. And we put that back. I'm going to say one more movie, then we're going to jump into, I want to do some singles and this, that, and the other thing. The biggest lie in movie history came out in 1984. This was the biggest lie. Yes, the biggest lie, the biggest fib, the biggest just lie in the history of movies. And when I say it, you'll know what I mean. So this movie was absolute lie. It's false information, fake news. Friday the 13th, the final chapter came out in 1984. Absolute biggest lie in movie history.
Really?
There's been fucking 13 since then.
It's never going to end.
Yeah. Okay, you know what? Let's jump into
Can I throw one in there? Because one of my favorites.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, Red Dawn came out, and that was the anti-Brat Pack. That was Patrick Swayze, C. Thomas Howell. They weren't really Brat Packers. Awesome movie, but Powers Booth was
never
my
watched
favorite
it.
actor. Never.
Wolverine.
Well,
no, I didn't like these contrived hype. I never liked that shit.
Freaked me out.
It made me want to piss in a radiator.
That's what I was going to say. As a freshman in high school, to see the kids in the high school just get shot dead, that was tough.
Yeah,
good movie.
That movie doesn't compare to Chud, though. Chud, I think, is...
Oh, Chud's a classic. That's up there with Gone to Win.
Do we know what Chud stands for?
No.
Cannibalistic. You got it? Okay, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
Cannibalistic humanoid underground dweller.
Yeah.
And there was Chud 2. Chud 2 is called like Bud Chud Bud. That's a Budweiser should make a beer.
Chudweiser.
Chud Light.
Chud Light. It'll sell better than Bud Light, that's for sure. All right, number 10 this week on the singles charts. Number 10 is Cry by Waterfront. That came and went pretty fast.
Never heard of that.
Number 9 this week in 1984, Natalie Cole, Miss You Like Crazy. Number 8 this week in 1984, Bobby Brown. This is 89. I'm sorry, 89. I was like, Bobby Brown wasn't around in 84. I'm jumping back up to 89. Number 8 this week in 1989, Bobby Brown, Every Little Step. Number 7.
Memories.
Yep. Number 7 this week in 1989, Donna Summer, This Time I Know It's For Real.
Good song.
Number 6 this week, this fucking pathetic piece of fucking shit. Bette Midler, Wind Beneath My Wings.
I hate that fucking song.
Fucking let me just eat razor blades. Eat razor blades and broken glass. Just let me cereal.
You are my
cereal.
She's the wings beneath my wind.
Yeah. She can suck fucking wind. That's all she is. Number 5 this week in 19...
I don't like that song. She's okay.
Yeah. Number 5 this week in 1989, Fine Young Cannibals, Good Thing. Dun, 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 dun. Good Thing. Number 4 this week in 1989. Talk about a lie. Milli Vanilli, baby, don't forget my number. Number 3 this week in 1989. This is a hack trying to fit in. Nina Cherry, Buffalo Stance.
Raw like
this
sushi.
Was a shitty week for music, I'll tell you that. Number 2 this week in 1989. I'm glad I was in the Philippines. This year in music, I'm glad I was overseas. How's that? I couldn't have picked a better year to be overseas than this fucking year. Not only did nothing happen, like, we finished that year in record time, by the way.
Did they have Grammy Awards that year? Or they just said fuck it?
I read them off, and it was like Bobby McFerrin wins Don't
that's right,
Worry, Be Happy, right? Number 2 this week in 1989, New Kids on the Block, I'll Be Loving You Forever. And number 1 this week in 1989, Richard Marx, Satisfied. Jumping over to the album charts, there's a little bit of a breather here. A little bit of a breather. I'm gonna start with let me start with 12. 12 looks good. Disintegration by The Cure. This week in 1989. Number 11 this week in 1989, GNR Lies, Guns N' Roses, right? Yeah. Got one of my favorite Guns N' Roses song. Let's see.
Live and Let Die.
No. While we're doing this, Lou, what's your favorite Guns N' Roses song?
I'm simple. I never had an album. I'd say Paradise City, I guess. I don't know if that's the best choice. I don't care.
Mark?
You know I'm a sappy ballad guy, so November Rain for me.
This is my favorite Guns N' Roses song. It's caused them a little bit of trouble, but
I know what song it is, and I guessed it.
I love her.
I knew it. This is yeah. Watch out for a copyright claim. Be careful.
I don't care.
We care. We did the show.
We got 8 our last show.
Guns N' Roses, 1
in a million.
Playlist. It is now on my finally. It is now up to 265 songs. Finally manicured. This is something I have to cut out now. I'm getting sick of them. They keep showing up in rotation. Okay, number 10 this week in the album charts in 1989. Great fucking album. The Cult, Sonic Temple, right?
Yeah.
Number 9 album charts in 1989. Milli Vanilli, Girl, You Know It's True. Number 8
Great
this
singers.
week. Yep. Number 8 this week. They were actually the real singers. Number 8 this week on the album charts in 1989, John Cougar Mellencamp, Big Daddy.
He was still Cougar.
Number 7 this week on the album charts in 1989, New Kids on the Block, Hanging Tough. Number 6 this week on the album charts in 1989, Paula Abdul, Forever Your Girl.
Oh, I got that CD.
Number 5 this week. And a lot of people did, right? A lot of people did. Let me see. Number 5 this week on the album charts in 1989, Tom Petty, Full Moon Fever. Good album.
Tom Petty solo, his first solo album.
89.
Wow.
Yeah.
80. What's on Full Moon Fever? That's
I Won't Back Down. Right? Running Down a Dream. Is that on that?
Yep, that's on there.
I Won't Back Down, Running Down a Dream.
Running Down a Dream.
That's a great song.
You're So Bad.
Yeah.
Which I always thought that was the Wilburys. I could have sworn that was a Wilbury song.
And that's it for the songs we know.
Yeah. A
Free
Face in the
Fallin'.
Crowd.
Free
Free Fallin'. I Won't Back Down.
Yeah.
Love is a Long Road. A Face in the Crowd. Running Down a Dream. Side 2 is I Feel a Whole Lot Better. You're So Bad. Depending on You. The Apartment Song. All Right for Now. A Mind with a Heart of Its Own. And Zombie Zoo. Side 2 is just a dead side. Everything is on side 1.
I like when you play the vinyl. At the end, he goes, "This is the end of side 1. Now flip it over for side 2," or something like that.
Yeah.
I feel a whole lot
Face
better.
in the Crowd, though. That's my favorite Petty song.
Great song.
Feel a whole lot better. Made Gene Clark a lot of money.
Oh yeah.
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 Number 4 this week in 1989. Okay, here we go. The AI has showed up right at the end of the show. Perry Dedovich, the AI. Give Milli Vanilli their Grammy back. What with all the AI and shit happening?
Yeah.
Yeah, he ought to know.
Yeah. Well, I don't think that's a hill I'm not going to die on. I'll
right,
die
though.
on the Pet Shop Boys being in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, though. That's a hill I'll die on. They should be. Bobby Brown, Don't Be Cruel at number 3. Madonna, Like a Prayer was at number 4. The soundtrack for
what? What? The soundtrack for what?
Ghostbusters. Not 84. 89.
89.
Let's see.
Did I say 84?
No, what was the soundtrack?
You froze up.
Oh, Beaches.
Wind Beneath My Wings.
Yeah. Number 1 this week on the album charts. Fine Young Cat.
Fine Young Cat.
What a way to end the show.
Yep. Now let's see. This day in music. This day in 2019, David Gilmour's guitar collection set several auction records with nearly 130 instruments went up for bid at Christie's in New York. The former Pink Floyd frontman's most iconic instrument.
The Black Stratocaster.
Yeah, Blackie.
With
the number. No, that's Eric Clapton's Blackie.
Oh, that's.
But didn't he have like number 2 or number 3?
I thought he had one of them. Yeah, I thought he had one of the first.
Yeah.
Three off the line.
Other items sold included a 1954 Fender Strat with the serial number 0001, which was used on the recording of Another Brick in the Wall Part 2, went for over $1.8 million.
That's all. If I'd pay more for that, if I could.
You put it up on a wall and never play it.
No, are you kidding me?
A 55
smash it.
A 55 Les Paul used for Another Brick, $447,000. Christie's declared all to be world auction records, and they're just sitting on somebody's fucking wall, right, Mark?
Fuck me, yep. It's
like
what they say: if you have a pet like a dog, don't put him in a room alone. If you buy a guitar, do not put it on the wall. That guitar has a soul. You got to play it. Got to let it make music.
On the
Ooh,
boom, boom, boom.
We've never seen him have no Wi-Fi problems.
No. Like really this many in a row.
We should hijack the show. He'll never know because he's frozen. He'll never know we hijacked the show. Oh, hey, he's back.
He's in a penalty box of his own making.
It'd be really funny if you picked his nose at the moment of freezing.
See, I'm looking at you just picking. You were frozen, and then your finger was in your nose as soon as you got unfrozen. Lou's frozen right now for me. Their finger in the nose. I'm just gonna battle through this. Nothing really happened on this day. Clade's Charles Smith, co-founder and lead guitarist of Kool and the Gang, died at the age of 57 on this day in 2006 after a long illness. They created the greatest white man song ever. I've never heard it played at a black club or a black party. Celebration, the ultimate white man song. I can hate that song.
How about Rosanna? That's pretty. That's pretty vanilla.
No, Celebration is the white. That's like the Larry Bird jersey of music. I always said Larry Bird was the consummate white man's jersey. No matter what, if you wore a Bird jersey, people are like, "Oh, you're a white." That is like, yeah, that's like it's the white guy's jersy.
So a black guy would never wear a Larry Bird jersey.
You saw it every once in a while in Boston.
Okay. You can put like a little patch, Pride of French Lick, Indiana.
Bird is the word.
$2.6 million in back earnings from Phil Spector. Yeah, the New York judge ruled that the legendary producer had cheated them out of royalties.
Who did he cheat at? Because he zapped out.
Ronnie Spector and the other two in the band. Yeah.
Oh, the Ronettes.
Let's see. This guy, Jamiroquai, the dude is just still making money off of his fucking songs, man. I saw a thing on him.
He's great.
Big car guy. He's cool dude, but he's just still making boatloads of money off his music.
That video he made with the room, that's still amazing. Still amazing.
Yeah. Let's see. On this day in 1987, Aerosmith appeared at the Cotton Bowl in Dallas, Texas, the first night of their permanent vacation, 147-date tour, world tour.
And I saw the last date of that tour.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. On this day in 1969, David Bowie recorded Space Oddity. On this day in 1969, the first of a 3-day festival in Newport, California, featured Ike and Tina Turner, Marvin Gaye, Creedence Clearwater Revival, The Byrds, The Rascals, Steppenwolf, Jimi Hendrix Experience, and that dude Janis Joplin played. Johnny Winter, Eric Burden, and Love. 3-day ticket cost $15.
Wow.
That was a lot of money.
Jimi Hendrix received $125,000 for his appearance, at the time the highest ever paid for a single rock star. Born on this day, let's see. Nope. Chino Moreno from the Deftones. Very underrated band, born on this day in 1972. Let's see. Ian Matthews. Nope. Murphy Craigs. John Taylor from Duran Duran, born on this day in 1960. Michael Anthony, bassist from Van Halen, born on this day in 1954. Yeah.
Wow.
Lionel Richie, born on this day in 1949.
He's easy.
Anne Murray, born on this day in 1946.
I cry.
Brian Wilson, born on this day in 1942.
Brian.
Wow.
Let's see. Yeah. Mickey Most, producer.
Yeah. Ermins.
Born on this day in 1936. Chet Atkins, born on this day in 1924. Well, it's a pretty good day for people being born. Yeah. And as I always bring it into last, talking about Bill Haley in the comments, Danny Cedrone.
That's a guitar player.
American guitarist and band leader, best known for his work with Bill Haley in the comments.
Zeitgeist, synchronicity, whatever.
That's right, man.
So here you go. See, Lou, here you go. He died on the 17th of June, 1954, 10 days after the session of a broken neck. Falling down a staircase. So, Lou, see how it came right to the end of the show?
Right. That's call. Wild, man. Cool.
Good call. Yeah.
And a kick-ass guitar solo, man. It's
probably
he's ripping on that thing, man.
Yeah, it's got to be one of the best in music. It's up. It's got to be in the top 100.
Yeah. And even if you like 50s music, listen to the guitar tones that they got. There's some dirty shit. They'd shred their cones or put a tear in the cone to get that distortion.
Yeah,
pretty great, cool guitar sounds. Ike Turner.
Yep. Well, gentlemen, that's it. We're done. Yay. We completed it. 2 hours, 8 minutes. As I always say, gentlemen, thank you for your time. Thank you for your knowledge. But most of all, thank you for your friendship. It's all of it is appreciated. The friendship appreciated the most. Yep. And everybody, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. If you like it, share it. If you didn't like it, thanks for watching for 2 hours and 8 minutes. It's always a pleasure. Like I say, you are the engine that runs this machine. If it wasn't for you, I'd just be talking to these guys. And well, it's better than talking to Jack.
Come on.
So,
I thought that was a surprise tonight.
No. And as I always say, doing this show for you, to quote my favorite artist, Morrissey, the pleasure, the privilege is mine. By the way, my Vets Connection podcast that I do, I interview veterans, I interview nonprofits that help veterans. I've had some great interviews with people. I want to know about the people. Like I don't get these interviews aren't like, hey, tell me a war story. I've did my research. I listen to a lot of vets podcasts. I could get through a few of them halfway at the most. There's always a running theme. Like the beginning has some military, like in this it's all macho. My shit's just
they over
mellow.
dramatize it.
Well, they
like
do.
That,
and they play that, and some people like that shit. It is what it is. I always said I never dog podcasters. I can dog their content, but I can't dog them, right, for doing what they do.
But you get right to the heart of the matter. You get right to it.
I want to know about the people that I'm talking to. Like, I want to know. So tell me a little about yourself. And I've come across, so I've done 13 interviews. I just did the 14th today. I'm already at like 1,500 downloads. So that's not bad for a little niche, niche podcast. And it is a very small niche. And I'm coming across this theme of homeless vets. Like these people, these guys were homeless like at one point. And it's like amazing. Like the dude I talked to today is from Puerto Rico. His wife's from Puerto Rico. He was in the reserves. He got deployed a number of times, lost his job, homeless. And his wife, he took her to the interview. I always do it in my kitchen studio, right? And it's a beautiful story. I mean, if you listen to, there's some good stories. The podcast, people think it's just a veterans thing, but I try to get a human interest story in it too.
Yeah.
And then talk about what the foundation or what what they do for veterans. And this dude's wife like stuck through it the whole time. He had PTSD. He was drinking. He was like a big problem. And it's just a great story. This is so that maybe that's why people like the podcast, because I don't just get right to. So tell me about your foundation. People, that shit gets boring.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So I kind of crafted it into the way of anybody can listen to it most of the time if it's, but everybody I talk to has a story. I get this story. So even if you just listen to that much, it's a pretty good podcast. I got to say, I'm getting very good at interviewing people because I'm shutting the fuck up.
Not with us.
Shut the fuck up.
You don't shut up with us.
This is the, and I
We're not
tell
being
them this, I
interviewed.
said, I got this other podcast where I fucking talk all night. Right? But it's a real strange transition to just sit there and just listen to somebody.
Yeah.
And it's a discipline. It's actually a discipline because there's a lot of the shit, like this dude had PTSD and he's a recovering alcoholic, and I could jump in at any time and say, "Oh, bro, I got you. I know exactly." People don't want to hear me. Like they want to hear this person.
Yeah.
So I really have to be disciplined and shut the fuck up. I literally tell myself, shut the fuck up.
Do you like put duct tape on your mouth? I mean, how do you do that?
Dude, I do a lot of nodding. Like I really let the energy out. But that nonverbal gives them like, so there's cues while you're doing it. So if we're talking and we weren't doing this live thing and say Lou is on to something like some really interesting stuff, I just do it like this, like, keep going. Like, yeah, go with that. And it prompts them to just be more relaxed and just talk.
Right.
Right. I had a guy tell me last week, he goes, I don't ever tell anyone that story. He was fucking homeless, but they're successful people now. Like they're helping other veterans. That's the thing. What they do helps other veterans. They lifted themselves out of the gutter pretty much. So the podcast is good. If you ever want to take a listen to it, they range from 25 to 35-minute episodes. The Vets Connection podcast. I'm getting in with the VA. I'm good with the girl that's a director of public relations. She likes it. She likes me. Awesome. We've talked, and so hopefully it gets in there somehow. It works its way in there.
I'm spreading the word.
Yeah, it's a pretty good podcast. It's like I said, it's not for everybody, but it's very to the point. And I actually modeled it after Mark. You'll be proud of me, but I did used to listen to Fresh Air.
Yeah.
Right on NPR. Terry Gross. Right. Yeah. She'd say, I'm Terry. This is Fresh Air. I'm Terry Gross. And it gets right to the point.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
No big fucking introductions. I have like maybe a 20-second intro, little hook, nice music. My wife does the intro. It's real quick, and then it gets right to the point. I've listened to some veteran podcasts where literally it takes 3 minutes to get to them to start talking.
That's horrible because most people turn it off at that point.
I do.
Yeah.
I do. I'm like, you can't front load shit. You can't front load shit with advertising, and this is sponsored by, and that's.
I know.
I won't do it. I don't even want to sponsor.
But you said something, Scott, and I know this just in conversation with people. I've been told you talk too much. The hardest thing is to just sit back and nod. It really is hard. I tend
you're excitable. You're excitable.
Yeah.
You're like, oh yeah, right?
Yeah,
like
right. So my son told me. He said, Dad, he when he grew up and he was watching me talk to us, Dad, you talk too much. Shut your mouth. Let other people talk. But I learned from him. It's true. I got to let people talk.
Scott,
and when you're doing a podcast, what's that, Lou?
Asheville has a big VA hospital and complex here. If you ever
Oh,
reach
do
out
they?
to them, yeah, oh yeah. I drive through it on my way home and to work every day. So it's a big VA hospital, and on the other
Yeah.
side of the street, there's all these, there's housing buildings. There's an apartment complex back there, but there's all these other outreach buildings. So it's a pretty big, vast for this area too. It's a very big, I think it's the biggest VA facility in the area here.
Yeah. Okay, that's at least they need it too, and the VA is really doing. It's like a giant ship. It turns, but it's turning slow, but it's turning.
Yeah.
I'm a big advocate of them. I've heard the horror stories. I haven't had any, and I bring that up from time to time. One of the things I ask these people is, these veterans. I say, so what do you say to people? What do you say to veterans that are on the fence? They hear the horror stories. I'm not going to the VA. I heard that place is a mess. And they all say the same thing, just like what I say. Just go. Just fucking go.
Yeah.
And find out for yourself. Don't listen to the stories, right?
Yeah.
So the podcast it's catching some traction. I have 3 interviews lined up next week. The 4th of July, the week of the 4th of July. I release it every Monday. It's out every Monday morning when you get up. It's a drive time, 20, like I said, perfect timing. I'm going to release the episode that I did about 3 months ago. I think I did it April, May, June. Yeah. It's the World War II, Korean War, Vietnam veteran. This guy served during all 3 conflicts. Like this, and it's an audio, it's a phone call, but it came out really good through my roadcaster, right?
Yeah.
Like to get that guy on tape, he is such a fucking minuscule percentage of veterans that served in 3 wars,
and he's still alive. That's amazing.
And he lived through it, and he had a great life. He did a good, he lived a good life. He raised a family. He was successful, in his own way. He's happy, nice guy. Him and his wife, and so I got that, and I'm thinking. I don't think I'm going to edit it. I don't think I'm going to edit anything of it. I don't want to. This is warts and all. Me talking and me trying to, I'm just going to play it because I don't want. I could keep the original and edit it and let it, you guys, the listeners, hear something different. But I don't know. There's something about me says just leave it alone. Even if I sound like a fucking idiot at times, just don't even listen to that. Just listen to this guy because I get some good stories out of him. Good stories.
Yeah.
Like what was it like on the ship? He was in the Navy. And he tells me this one story. He said, well, in Korea was when he really saw the action. And he said, we were off the west coast of Korea. He said, and we would just sit there. We would just sit there on the ship. And it wasn't a matter of if. And
Oh, come back. Come back. It was a matter of if. Come on.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, you left us at it's not a matter of
right.
if.
He said it's not a matter of if. It was a matter of when. He was because they were coming. And they would he said we would sit there and it would be dead silent. If a can hit the ground, you would jump out of your skin. He said it was that tense.
Wow.
Like waiting. But they called them the ghost ship or something because they would bomb the fuck out of them from the West Coast, then take off to the East Coast. By the time they get out to where they were, they're gone and they're already starting bombing from the East Coast of Korea. He said it's a great story. He had a bunch of them. He had some off-duty stories about what they did on the ship and how he celebrated the end of the Korean War. It's just a great story. Yeah. So the podcast is going really good. I'm happy with it. So yeah, we'll see. Give it a listen. See there's some good. I give the titles. What each one is about. Like you don't really need to know about the Legal Aid Society West Palm Beach, but there's another one of this dude who was homeless, heroin addict, lost his family. But bounced back. So all right, enough about that. Like I always say, doing this podcast for you, to quote my favorite artist, Marcy, the pledge of the privilege is mine. And we will be back next Thursday. Yep, next Thursday. Yep. And then we'll start getting into July. So I won't be here the week of July 1st to the 9th. So we'll take the 4th off. And maybe next week we'll do a pre-4th of July show or something.
Yeah, at some point I'll be going away too. So I'll let you know.
No,
but I'm
it's not
Smitty.
in
I
your
just never like.
contract. It's just not in your contract.
No, because if I'm
When
not
did
there,
I-
you won't notice I'm not there. I'm Alan Rickman. I told you
Notice
that.
all he has to do is set up his camera, put a wine glass on a fucking thing in front of the camera, and we'll think he's there. All right, everybody.